Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay.
There's a little bit of a delay here, so if it cuts off, it should cut off soon. I'll keep an eye on it. Gentlemen, I happen to know that both of you are Waffle House fans.
Aficionados is a better way to put it.
And I can tell you, I don't think I've been since I was a child. My dad was quite a fan as well.
Yep.
He liked all those sorts of establishments, Cracker Barrel, Waffle House.
See, I don't put those in the same pocket, though.
Golden Corral.
What?
Please don't
I
put
see where
Waffle
you're
House
going
in.
with that.
You like breakfast food?
Bob's Big Boy?
Yeah.
Who remember
His
Bob's
name
Big
was
Boy?
Bob.
What? And
I was Bob's Big Boy.
I know what I'm being for Halloween now.
that was a Bob Evans also?
Oh, yeah.
Bob Big Boy had a big old Bob's Big Boy.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
standing out front.
What happened to them?
And that was over in Dobbin. You remember that? Yeah.
So Bob is a sidetrack, obviously, because it's nerd rage.
Yeah.
Shoney's and Bob's Big Boy have some sort of convoluted relationship.
We used to have Shoney's around here, but they're all gone. They're all down, moved back down south.
Yeah.
My wife's joke is she was born in the bathroom of the Shoney's in Athens, Alabama. It's not true. It was an actual hospital.
I like
it fits her character very well.
There's a lot of good shit we don't have anymore. Sizzler. I had Sizzler and Jack in the Box back in the day when I was a kid.
I had Jack in the Box when I went to LA or San Diego. Like I had to choose between In-N-Out Burger and Jack in the Box. Having had both, I made the wrong decision. But having had both, I'm grateful I've had both.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Jack in the Box is a weird, like they're in Nashville, like where my company's office is. There's a Jack in the Box right down the street. I've never eaten in one. There's another chain called Jack's. There's no box though.
Just Jack.
It's just Jack's.
This is where you like fucking rip cigs and
No,
I love ripping.
no.
One of my favorite, well, I not to say favorite, but like I would, not to say that it's identical, but Jack in the Box reminded me a lot of McDonald's.
yes,
Really?
but not. It's like
It's
back
different.
when I was a kid, like as far as I can remember, as a 10, 11-year-old,
When you
it's
were
like the
young.
upscale McDonald's.
Yes.
Wow.
This is the extra good. You gotta go to Jack in the Box instead of McDonald's. You gotta brag about.
Well, that's how, you remember there used to be Bojangles?
It's still around.
Yes.
Yeah,
Bojangles, yeah.
So
in
that's
Virginia,
that's
yeah.
big in the South.
In the South, yeah, but we used to have them up
churches,
here too.
yeah. Yes, we did. They're still in Virginia. They just like been slowly pushed away from DC, I think.
You know, because Laura's like into like yoga and like,
What's that got to do with Bojangles?
Yeah.
give me time, give me a minute. Like yoga and like health and wellness and all that kind of stuff.
You don't make sure where you can't go to Bojangles?
Robert often jokes that she wears toe rings and calls her toe jangles.
Mrs. Toe Jangles. I will tell you one thing though, that blueberry biscuit at Bojangles is not to be fucked with. It's a blueberry like biscuit with some thick white creamy sauce on the top.
Turn around, eat your big ass biscuit.
What does that have to do with the Red Lobster cheesy biscuit though?
Bro.
That's a good biscuit.
All right, listen, Bobby.
Yeah.
Waffle House. What about it?
Oh
You
yeah,
say you eat-
I could keep talking about fucking fast
I would
food.
too.
Are you gentlemen familiar with the Waffle House metric?
No.
I'm not familiar. I've not heard of this.
So I wasn't either, and I made a point to put it in my notes because I was like, these guys, they're going to love it. First of all, can we say, this is going to publish a bit late, obviously, but our thoughts and prayers, everybody in Florida.
Oh my goodness.
You know, like...
Y'all be careful.
Yeah, be careful, be safe.
I saw a video of a lady in her house in a boat.
It's raining sideways.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucked up down there. But, you know, so... Stay safe. Stay safe.
Look forward moving.
Our thoughts are with you. So the Waffle House Index all right, I'm going to read it, okay? The Waffle House Index is an informal way to measure a storm's severity. Currently,
I have heard of this now that you say it like that.
21 Waffle Houses in Florida are closed ahead of Hurricane Ian.
Wow.
While the Waffle House metric is not an official measurement, it was created by a former FEMA official.
Wow.
Yeah, so basically it's Waffle House is often the last place to close. And there's been cases where there's been horrific tornadoes or hurricanes, and that's literally the only place that's open.
Yeah.
Like only place that has power because they have a generator and people can eat there and scattered, covered, smothered, chunked and diced.
Yes, talk to me.
But isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. I was like, these guys
I mean, that speaks something for the brand, though.
yeah. I was
For
like,
the
They
brand.
stay open.
I was like, they're going to love this.
Do it for the brand.
Welcome back to Nerd Rage episode. This is episode 371.
Is it?
have
I don't-
Uncle Dolphin.
I need to track at some point He could be gaslighting us. We could be like 235. For all we know.
And I have Chris Pinkerton if you're nasty.
If you're nasty, people.
Real quick before we get into anything, let's go ahead and tackle this HasLab kind of backpedaling. This is the second. This is the second. This is the second time that we've seen the backpedaling. The first one was with the Rancor, where they included Malakili as he was supposed to be a stretch goal. And then they include him, because it wasn't what people wanted.
Yeah.
Yep. They knew.
If they had the 3, I'd have bought it.
They should have known.
I'd have bought it and sold the Rancor.
I don't know why. Was it out of pride or what?
Yeah. Dude, I think it's because that dude that I follow, that Mr. Stevie or whatever, he used to be the head of Black Series.
Yeah, yeah.
He was like, I don't think crowdfunded or not, creating a slave girl is an option in 2022.
Yeah, but it would have made it
2021. Yeah, 100%.
It was definitely an option.
100%.
It's 100% an option.
100%.
It's still 100% is an
and
option.
just like InstaSam, who made the best point about that sort of topic that mailed into us one time. He was like, it's okay to have fictional slavery as long as it's never seen as a good thing.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. You're not celebrating it.
It was like showing
it was
that
awful.
this motherfucker's a villain. He has slaves.
And you're not like... Isn't like she'd be slave dancer Ula. It would just be slave. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Princess Leia was slave Leia in the Black Series when it came out.
I don't know.
That's why we all know her as, though.
Yeah.
I remember that. Those.
Now
I remember
it's
those.
Huttslayer Leia.
I remember those swinging on pegs for months. And
Love to hear it.
Woo! Get it.
Got me
Get it.
excited
Get
first
it.
thing in the morning.
Bobby.
Oh wow.
Me swing on a pig. Shit.
Yeah, I know. But the I forget where I was going with that, but
Backpedaling.
oh no the Leia bit.
Yeah.
And there was another one. Oh yeah. We've decided the slave one is now
ship?
is now I choose to fly this ship. Slave outfit.
Yeah. So it's Princess Leia slave outfit.
Wow. But yeah, I choose to fly this ship.
$70 now, by the way.
Yeah, I have one. In box.
Look at you.
Yeah, no big deal.
Flex.
Yeah, I got to change I'm on the wrong pad, so to speak.
Yo, I have a question.
Yeah.
We're going to talk inside baseball here.
Yeah, I do want to finish this HasLab, but
No, that's
just remind
fine.
me to get back to it.
I love
Okay.
how all over the place we are. We're all excited.
yeah.
All right, well, it's about the board. So
Yeah.
But is there a way to have it where Joe and I can also have sound pads like our own? Does the technology exist?
What do you mean?
sure
Like that
we
I could
could-
hook up something to you?
Yeah,
that
like
would
we
sit
each
over
have
there?
our own buttons.
I don't know. But if there
I bet you there's some smart people listening to this.
if there is, let me know, and I will see if I can facilitate that.
There you go.
So they weren't gonna. The thing was, if it funded in the first 24 hours, they were gonna include.
It was the first week. They had a
Sorry,
week.
the first week. They were
I
gonna.
don't want you to get numbers wrong.
Yep, God bless. See how I do?
You just saved him
You see
comments.
how I
You
do?
saved him comments.
Thronies
You're
and
welcome.
ringworms. It's me. It's 100% me. I'm always gonna fuck the numbers up.
Listen, Bobby's digging a hole. All I did was not hand him a shovel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, that was if it got funded in a week, then you got this extra figure, which was the human form of the Ghost Rider. And
Rider.
then it failed,
Right.
and they pulled it,
And numbers dropped.
and numbers dropped, and now they've added it back in. And
Well, they didn't add it back in.
Oh, no?
It's the head and the hood cowl piece.
So you can swap.
So you can swap. So you're not getting an entire extra figure.
yeah, I don't know.
And I saw. I need to look and see because shout out to Esteban.
Doesn't look.
Yeah, that chart that he.
So did he
Not a chart, but it's like a breakdown, a price breakdown.
was that posted by Pulse or
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's like a fan made thing, but it was
okay? Because they do break it down, but somebody broke it down. Said the car is basically
150.
Yeah,
Each figure, one figure's 30, one is 25. The other accessories, that was the one bit. The translucent accessories they had is 30. That's probably a markup. But I wish I could.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah, just because like that's kind of how I
Here
saw
it
it.
is. Yeah, so the car is 150. The the way it was laid out, the early bird figure would have been 25. The Ghost Rider would be 35. The effects would be 30. Which I mean, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 12 pieces.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it's one sprue.
I guess. Yeah, it looks like there might have been some paint on it, or they're going to paint. And then Mephisto is 40, which is fair by today's prices. And then the other two, I don't know. Can you make out what those last two images
So
are?
I don't know who this person is. Joe might know, and I'm pretty sure that's Blackheart on the right.
Those faded images.
Yeah, the one on the right is black art for sure.
Okay, so I guess that's kind of what they're
Which I would want just from like
planning on doing.
Marvel's
Well, listen,
Capcom.
Yeah, same.
I didn't go in on it
not
yet,
for that, but just because of my 90s.
but you definitely want the Mephisto, and if there's maybe one more figure you want out of it, I'll order it. I just want the car.
Yeah, and I'll give you $100 for the 2 figures.
Okay. I can live with that, I think.
You know, and
We got a month to see what happens.
so, and if the figures are valued at $30 and I paid for $100, I want you to use that other 40.
Yeah.
I want you to think of that 40 as a
Okay.
deposit,
a deposit.
just for your thought process
Okay.
of what your life looks like without a doink in your business.
This guy. This guy. Oh my goodness.
So yeah, so I just think it shows weakness in general. I still hope that it gets funded for those that want it, but anytime Hasbro shows their hand, which they just can't help but do recently, it just shows weakness. And
It's such a niche thing. I mean,
yeah.
have you guys ever read that Ghost Rider book with the car?
No, but
I didn't even know it
know, but
existed.
We're not book readers right now.
I did not know it existed. Excuse me, until the TV show, and I didn't watch it when it was on Shield. I just heard about it because seems like there was some kerfuffle about the Ghost Rider's got a car now.
I do know that some people are into it though. Like, and I think like some of it makes sense and is cool, but like it's just just not my Ghost Rider.
Well, here's the deal.
Not my Ghost Rider.
At this point,
and that's not to say he's not cool. He may be very cool.
Yeah, it's just we have a very specific Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
At this point, they should have the analytics to know who their customers are and what they want.
Yeah.
And this, to me...
Do we even know who the customers are and what they want?
So I think a Blackbird...
It's not the same. They're not all the same.
I think a Blackbird would have moved.
Yes.
like an X-Men Blackbird?
At what scale?
1.6.
That's huge.
It's huge.
At once... Hang on.
I'm sorry, 112.
I mean, it's still huge.
Yeah, my numbers.
It's still huge.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't have a chart in front of me. Shout out to Brian Brink. I actually posted on Esteban's thread. I said, I don't believe anything until I see it on a Brink chart. But they're at 60%, 61% today.
I think it's got a chance.
I think it's going to fund. I mean, I will literally buy it probably the last day. Mm-hmm. I mean, along with whoever else.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know why in my head it just...
Yeah.
Mr. Me Too, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Miyagi and Mr. Me Too.
So with that, Joe, you got your coffee first. Chris, how was your nerve?
Holy shit! It's been so long, guys.
Both days.
Both days. We have a one commonality, and I'll skip that. I worked on dioramas a lot this past couple weeks, trying to get everything caught up. So Bobby, it was on this service we have. It's called Netflix.
Netflix.
There's some good shit on there right now.
Netflix. I canceled that.
Okay. So the real bling ring is the name of it. So there was a movie a while back about the bling ring, which was these high school kids who broke into celebrities' houses in LA and stole a bunch of shit. I don't know if you guys remember. Like, it was Lindsay Lohan and Orlando Bloom, Rachel Bilson. This was like the middle of the 90s. A lot of the people that were on like Laguna Beach and the OC, like those kind of like pseudo reality /
I don't know,
shows that were on at the time.
I'm familiar with Laguna Beach.
Well, okay, let's just Paris Hilton was
I'm familiar with her.
Probably the biggest one that they. So basically, it tells a story of this dude and this girl he made friends with. They started like, stealing shit out of people's cars. They'd go to these parties and, they'd find Porsches unlocked and they'd steal them and change the tags and all sorts of shit. And then
90 Seconds. It's a fun movie.
Yeah. Then they got pretty brazen and started, they broke into Paris Hilton's house. I mean, they were basically going on the say, okay, well, she's in
escalation.
She's in Miami right now. And so, okay, here's Google Maps. So there's a fire trail. We can hike up right to her house, hop the fence, go to her house, knock on the door. Nobody answers. The door's open. They go in and they just cherry pick some stuff. Nothing's ever said. They do that 3 or 4 times. And it gets to a point where if we take much more, she's going to notice. So they pay they pay a guy basically to steal everything. And then it gets reported. Of course, that guy gets caught, and it kind of unravels in a bunch of back end tattling. It was 3 episodes, Bobby. Do you know how many it probably could have been?
1.
Yeah, it could have been 1.
Is it a real story though?
It's a true story.
Wow.
That's that goose golden egg thing. You could have just
it is
that shit for a while and make a living off
Well,
that shit.
and what they were doing was either they were selling that stuff or giving it away to make friends, to make connections, to keep this party lifestyle going. And the craziest
Didn't
part
have a
was
long-term goal. That's a problem.
Yeah.
there were these two sisters and their mom had basically, she'd been a Playboy model in like the early 80s and had kind of, I guess the fancy way to say it is she had hoarded herself out enough to make a living over the years.
I wonder if I would recognize any of her work, Joseph.
Probably.
And like her husband had left her, and she was trying to keep up with the Joneses. Long story short, the Kardashians had happened. So everybody was looking for the next Kardashians. Well, it was her, and her mom was like into like all this. You ever heard of the book The Secret?
Yes. Ugh. The Oprah book?
Well, yes, but
Did it
before
have around the words? Did it have a red ring?
Yep.
Yes.
It had a ring and it said The Secret.
Yes.
And it basically, it's the whole thing. If you ever seen anybody, it's like, oh, I made a vision board. That's all from that. It's like, if you think about it, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's the affirmations thing.
I don't know how many people's lives that ruined. Like, honestly.
Well, so
I think it's ruined some people's lives.
So there's an entire, in LA at least, at that point, there's a whole religion based around this. Yeah. And this woman had gotten heavily into that religion and was basically trying to use this to get her children to be famous. Well, they end up getting a reality show on E. They film a pilot. The pilot goes fine. They start to film. They film one season. The first day they're there filming, the cops come to arrest the girl that was involved in all of it.
Wow.
And turns out she had actually gotten hooked on heroin. So that's the reason she was doing. It was a mess. And it basically boils down to
train wreck.
Social media and making people, not looking like you're something different than you really are on social media.
I mean, yeah, that's a lot of people blame that on social media, and yeah, it's I guess the vehicle for it, but it's like people's own personality and how they're raised and psychology that goes into being that way because we're all exposed to it. Some of us become internet famous, like friend over here,
our friend over here, our masked friend over here.
And some of us are just fine watching,
That's right. And some of us are there in the middle because I know, when I work on a diorama project, I'm like, I could film this and people would want to watch it, but then I'd have to film it and then edit it and upload it.
Well, just stream it, like I said.
I don't know.
Dude, I have like 10, 15 people just watching me blend, man. Much more people are going to watch you do your shit.
Maybe. I don't know. My shit's loud though. It's very loud.
Hey, so, just tag it ASMR, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Speaking of foam and dioramas, I was out of 1-inch foam. I've come to the conclusion that the green Kingspan stuff from Lowe's works best with my equipment. And I was down to nothing. I had some pink, but and pink's almost always warped. I don't know if you've.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah,
I know you've bought
every time.
I had a little pink going on.
Yeah, a little pink, a little green.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, a little misplaced there. But nonetheless, it's normally a straighter piece of foam. It seems like the pink, the way they pull it off the machine, it always warps it. So it's like a third of it's worthless.
I agree.
So I go to one of the Lowe's in Frederick that said they had 30 sheets. I bought the one they had that wasn't just completely mangled. And then I went to the other Lowe's over off 26 there, or close to 26, and it was like the mecca of foam. They didn't have any of what I wanted on the floor, but I saw a pallet up high. I'm like, hey, can you get me down some? She's like, we have a pallet outside. So I walked outside and they had like 3 pallets of every size I use. I'm
wow.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always a problem with like building material and home goods stores. Like
shit's gone up so much too,
and because it's like I understand they just get thrown about. Like if I was a fucking warehouse worker, I'm not gonna carefully place every fucking piece of lumber.
But if there's a pallet there,
it's hard to find a good piece of lumber sometimes.
It is
out of a whole bin, you may get one.
Hard to find good wood.
It is hard to find good wood.
Good wood and good pink. You know what I mean?
Yep. And watched the new episode of Andor.
Yes, I did too.
Still great.
It's not great. But that's the thing. It's not great. It's just solid as fuck. It's good. It's just good as hell. Like I think I said it last week. It's just a well acted, well shot. Cinematography is good. Story inside the Star Wars universe that is not going to be remembered and is not like
it might be.
I personally don't think so, but I'm just happy that it's something good again in Star Wars. Like it, and they care. There's like the performances are great. The little behind the scenes shit of like the Empire using security forces to lock down planets that they can't really be bothered with, and then these security forces fuck up, and then the Empire's like, there'll be an Imperial garrison here from now on. You know,
go live with your mom.
And and you can just see it in their eyes, like, fuck, you know, like, not only did we fuck up and fail, but because we failed, now these motherfuckers are going to be here.
Yeah, we lost our job.
Fucked around, found out.
Yeah.
It's basically
I mean, if I don't know whether I haven't watched yet. I'm going to watch it, but like if it leads like directly to the events of Rogue One, I imagine it would be more well remembered being as one piece.
Yeah, we'll have to see, right? Because I'm guessing they're going to do multiple seasons.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I mean, it
So
seems
this is a much younger version of him.
Nah, I mean, he doesn't look any young. It's 5 years.
I'm saying like
this is 5 years before.
prior. Okay, so we know
It's
exactly.
5 years BBY.
Yeah.
Okay, so they do have some room to play with.
Yeah.
I thought it was neat to see the kind of behind the curtain a little bit of like they're stealing the money.
Yeah,
to fund the fucking thing.
That's another thing.
We've always wondered, how are they paying for this?
And we always watch rebellion stories where they just their whole thing is an action adventure. So you got to blow something up or destroy something, or you know what I mean, detonate the such and such. It's always got to be something like that. Whereas with this, it's just like, look, we're going to steal 1/4 payroll from this one place.
1/4 portion.
Yeah, 1/4 portion.
1/4 portion payroll.
But you think about like the impact that would have, like,
Yeah,
you know, like
Yo.
it's insane.
Yeah.
You know,
little Jimmy ain't gonna get a birthday present because his daddy didn't get paid.
and I just think it's just refreshing to me.
that's cool.
It's
like,
refreshing.
It is, you know, and I guess in your head we always joke and say, but it's like, do they get paid? What's that look like? I mean, look, like I said, just like Cobra, it looks like there's upward mobility available.
Yeah,
you can
for
go
sure.
from a stormtrooper to a Death Star gunner, and hopefully you get out of that job before it ends abruptly.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
you know,
to an officer.
to an officer and get to wear one of those cool hats and
Yeah.
yeah.
I
You
am,
get those tubes when you're important
Two
enough.
of them?
Yeah,
Two
they're
tubes?
like-
Two
they,
tubes?
they look like
What if you get
they look
two
like,
tubes?
In my mind, they're pins.
They're those. You remember those pins that had the 4 colors?
Yeah,
That's what it looks like. Can I get 2 of them to come out at once?
Yes,
There's a 16 guys.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How big is
Yeah.
it, Joe?
This fucking
Oh,
guy.
yeah,
And
because they were like little notches.
Yes.
Don't get anything lost.
they
in
never work right, but
Yeah.
I think they've been used for other things than writing.
it. Probably
Sure,
so.
maybe.
Probably so.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it. I mean, and it appears the rest of it's going to kind of be like a caper movie, like
Yeah.
you know, which I love. You know, Oceans and all those movies like
Yeah.
that. That's so. You know, I do feel like we are rushed into learning who all these new characters are because it's like, here's the crew.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, somebody's going to end up fucking them over.
I agree with that. That like this new crew
and
that's
somebody's going to
introduced.
die.
Yeah.
Like
It-
quickly.
I also like you get to watch a lot of like the imperial politics of like officers trying to position themselves to
Yeah,
be,
like
you
the
know,
whole ISB. Is it the ISB?
Yeah, the ISB.
Yeah, that whole like, and that guy's I mean, he's a dick, but he's like on it. Like the
Yeah.
guy in charge, he's
Yeah.
like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
In
You
a
know?
very matter of fact way, like
Yeah.
this one
We're
lady,
done here.
this one lady's like trying to position for this particular job, and this dude reports it like she's overreaching, you know, and she's like, well, it is technically my jurisdiction because it falls within the such and such, and she's right, but the officer is like, is it worth causing disruption to the ranks to argue about such and such, or is it such? So let's just all play our position.
Yeah,
Like-
you have 3 systems. He has 7.
Yeah.
Take care of yours.
Yeah, like it's just, but it's like it feels so. I believe it all. I believe it all. I don't feel like I'm watching people play Star Wars.
Now this is
feel
what
like I'm
I mean.
watching
This
Star
is what
Wars
I've
again.
wanted from Star Wars is this minutia bullshit.
Me too.
The only thing that's got me nervous is the goddamn kyber crystal.
Yeah, I'm good with it though.
I know, but
Like-
and okay, who's it going to be? Who?
And they say that it was a ceremonial thing. He gives it as like a tradition, as like a ritual almost, and he calls out the Rakatan Empire like by name. So like that canonizes.
Yeah, that's like
that
from the old
Knights of the Old Republic.
Love to. I mean,
Yeah, there's a lot of little
they-
nods in there.
Hopefully, I mean, the positioning for that, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
So
Out of lore wise.
Yeah. So like that gave me like I was like kind of watching it and I was like, huh?
So who do you think the other person they found to come help? Do you think it's Leia?
No. I'm hoping. I'm really hoping that it's somebody like Nadine or somebody like that, like one of the rebellion officers that played the background and something like, you know, somebody like that. I hope. Unless like they just got to be careful.
What if it's Ahsoka?
They just got to be careful.
Yeah.
Like I think one of the things that's beautiful about this show is like
The distance.
Yes.
Like there was
I don't need the familiarity of
yeah,
the
like
guy with a laser sword.
I saw there's this whole thing going around like in the Star Wars fandom. There's a guy who has a successful Star Wars channel, and it just recently he was kicked off Twitter. Probably for saying something that Twitter says goes against their guidelines that has to do with women or diversity or something. You know, I don't know all that, but I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge fan of the dude because I've seen him like not like as bad as some of them, but he's been like a Last Jedi stickler about like, you know, like Luke tried to kill Kylo, and it's like that's one of the things that pisses me off about that. Like it's like you have a kid, right? And like my kid, for instance, would come up to me and be like, I was gonna steal $5 I saw sitting on my teacher's table. And I'm like, you son of a... And then she's like, but I chose not to because I knew it was the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, and then, but you still mad at her for stealing. Like, he says in that scene, right, Luke, like, he never felt evil like that since, like, the days of Palpatine and Vader, basically. Yeah. And, like, he, you know, he responded to it like almost instinctually, like a cop reaching for his gun, you know. And then when he realized what he was doing, he felt nothing but shame and you know what I mean? Like
he stopped,
you know. But people don't pay any attention to that shit anyway. But he's one of those guys, right? Yeah. And he made some video that I saw that it was like, where is Vader during all this? And I'm like, dude, who cares? Who cares? Let Vader be in something. He's in everything.
He's one fucking dude in a galaxy far, far away, bro.
Give me a break. And it's the thing
how many planets are there?
And he's not going to be bothered with something this minuscule anyways.
And the thing is that Vader moves units. Dude, like I have a Transformers YouTube channel. I still to this day have Marvel Legends reviews that were like super new on my channel that have not been able to break 1,000 views. Like my viewership by and large has no interest in anything other than Transformers.
Yeah.
Like my second highest video on my channel is a comparison of Darth Vader's.
Yeah.
Like the shit sells. The shit moves units. So I'm sure this dude is just playing the game.
Yeah.
But that's I say that to say this, Chris, is that's how I feel about all that shit. Is like just I don't want to see Luke pop up. I don't want to see Vader.
Me either.
I want to
No,
see
I would rather
it
be.
becomes oversaturated at some point.
I think it's probably going to be Bail Organa. I think that's who.
That would be
That'd be
cool.
cool.
That would be cool.
I like that. I like when he shows up.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't show up enough. He shows up sometimes, and it makes me happy every time because he doesn't show up too much. And it's always like, I like him, and he's impactful.
He shows up just enough where now anytime you see him in other media, whether you're watching Revenge of the Sith again or Rogue One again, it makes him feel more meaningful then.
Yes. That's
you know?
Because, and instead of just background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always remember him from the role he played in Sons of Anarchy.
What about
Which is very good.
NYPD
Like,
Blue?
Vader to me,
No.
I don't know.
I'm glad that. See, there's another thing, right? I'm glad that this whole Obi-Wan show takes place before Episode 4 because Vader's kind of an idiot in Episode 4.
I mean,
if you watch,
He's
always
young,
kind of an
dumb, and definitely full of cum.
he's just like he just sort of blunders through the whole movie in a constant state of confusion.
Yeah.
Like if it doesn't sound that way because his voice is gangster as fuck.
but look at what he's doing.
But like if you look at what he's doing, people are all like, that people always come up to him. They're like, Lord Vader, the such and such, such and such, such and such, and his response is always like, what do you mean? It's like, okay, well, all right, sit down. Let me draw you a picture. You fucking dude.
Oh man,
Dude, you'll never believe. So I'm back there. I guess who I'm with? Dumbass Vader. Old dumbass Vader. He doesn't know what I mean anymore. Like, you know, like
Vader's the boomer
because he's a fucking idiot in the Obi-Wan show. So like, I
mean, I've always seen him as like powerful. Yes. Smart in a certain way, maybe, but like I've always seen him as some kind of idiot since like the prequels. I think it's in his personality, just like
so I think
be that way.
But I think by Episode 5, something clicks for him, and he like finally steps into his role. It just took him like
after 40 years or whatever it is.
General Veers, you're too close to me. Anything else, Chris, on your nerve?
No, that's really it.
Joseph.
You should have Netflix.
G Unit. Do I? No, I canceled my Netflix.
You should get it.
For what?
I don't know.
Oh, for Sandman?
Sandman's, I have not finished it. But I'm loving it so far.
Are you?
I'm middle of episode 6.
I've heard good
Kelly
things.
loved it.
I've heard good things about it.
Really, really, really love it a lot. I think it's great. Maybe it taps into my inner goth sensibilities. But no, I just like the lore. I like the actors. I like the world. I like the characters. I don't know. I like everything about it.
Yeah.
And I just started watching episode 6, where they introduced Death. Another guy, and she's great. She looks different than she does in the books.
Vastly different.
Yeah, I didn't realize that because I didn't look into anything into the show at all. So when she showed up, it took me a second to click.
That's the thing. Is
her.
I only know 2 characters from that, and I've never read the comics. Although I wanted to watch the show and pretend that it went against the comics, and I was an expert on the comics.
Yeah.
But I only know the Sandman,
Dream and Death. Yeah,
Dream and Death,
Yeah.
and to me to me that proves that they're iconic because I've never read the books,
but you know them,
and I know them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So once again, it comes back to that same topic of when stuff doesn't look like how I recognize it, it does affect the way I buy in.
It only threw me off for about 10 seconds until she started acting.
Oh, well, that's
and also
good.
I didn't even realize who she was supposed to be for a second until her hair outfit and everything is the same basically. The hair shape, all of it is the same. So
Black tank top, black jeans, and
the necklace.
Yeah,
but yeah, she's great. And it is thought. Many of the episodes that brings up topics that are thought invoking, and I like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to finish it. I don't know when I'll get a chance to, but yeah, you have Netflix. You should give it a shot.
I would like to watch it.
And I think it's 10 or 11 episodes. I think it's in 3 arcs. I think episode 5 was the end of first arc, and this feels like the start of a second arc.
But I think there's a big. Don't quote me on this. I may not know what I'm talking about, Joe. I may have to come up with names.
Numbers.
I may have to come up with a name for Sandman fans after this episode. But I want to say that the expectation is already that this show is not going to get continued.
Really,
It's because it's so expensive.
It's because it was so expensive.
I mean, it looks great, so I can see why.
Here
wanna
comes
say-
the animated series.
I'd be down with that.
I want to say that's,
Captain Savo.
I want to say that Neil Gaiman, Gaiman. I'm not sure. The guy who created Angelus.
G-Man.
I want to say that he said, I think it is the number 1 show right now. And he said, look, it's the number 1 show, and these are the numbers as to why it's the number 1 show.
Yeah.
However, this is how much it cost, and this is what it needs to do so it's probably not going to get continued. I want to say it's his.
I hope I've heard it ends in an arc, with an arc ender. So I'm good with that. If I don't get more, I would.
Right.
I can't even say. Maybe I end up hating it. Who knows? But so far, I fucking love it.
Yeah.
And I think maybe you should give it a shot.
I would like to. My thing is I don't I technically have Netflix right now, but I don't. You know what I mean? If Jane is home, I'm not going to be like, hey, give me that birthday gift. I want to watch my comic book stories.
Yeah. It's just there's points in there that's
I don't even know the login to it.
Oh, I mean,
you know what I mean?
Makes sense.
We get it, Bobby.
She has nothing to do with Netflix.
You don't
No. I said to Laura, I was like, I wouldn't mind watching Sandman. I wouldn't mind trying to get that Bill Burr thing another shot that made me rage quit it in the first place.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind watching.
Because it has topics within the show that's worth discussion, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, dude, I still want to read it. It's one of those things. There's a couple movies I have scratched most of them off my list, but I'd never seen The Abyss. I'd never seen Back to the Future 3. I'd never seen Indiana Jones 3.
They're good. They're really good.
And I felt like I needed to see them.
Yeah.
That I was not a real nerd until I saw them. So
nerd card.
I kind of feel that way about the Sandman. I kind of feel like that's one of those sets of books that's it says something about you as a comic book fan if you have not read them. And I feel like I'm guilty of that. I felt that same way about The Watchmen before I read The Watchmen, but I did but it's only one book. It's easy. And
then you got into all the other.
I said them goddamn newspapers. I don't know if you ever read The Watchmen? in between chapters, there's like a
Oh,
whole newspaper that you have to read.
It's
like
fucking great.
it's great.
Yeah.
It's great, but it's like, oh, for fuck's sake! It's already kind of a wordy unit in the first place, you know. But yeah.
But so yeah, that's the recommend for me. Another light-hearted recommend on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like let me sell you on this.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
It's short,
Okay.
episodic.
Okay.
They don't link to each other. Episodic is in the fact that they're all
Okay.
each individual.
Okay.
It's subtitled though.
Okay.
It takes place where it's supposed to in Japan,
Okay.
so that's why it's subtitled.
Okay.
I might be dubbed, but I was watching the subs.
Okay.
It's about children
Okay.
left alone
Okay.
to do things on their own between the age of like 2 and 4.
Okay.
But it's like, okay, so
Is it live action?
yeah, it's real. It's like reality TV.
Oh, really?
Kind of episodic, different. I guess it's like random families that would apply for their kids. So like,
I guess they
episode one,
watch to make
episode
sure they don't hurt
like,
themselves or
someone,
something.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Someone had to
Monitor.
My house guest recommended this to me.
Okay.
I was like, I'll give it a shot, and then I ended up watching a bunch of episodes.
Okay.
So episode 1 comes a 2-year, 9 months old kid. That's young. Remember when your kids were that age.
I do, very much so.
You give them a bag, and you like walk to this shop, grab these 3 items, walk to another shop, get this item, come home by yourself, crossing streets and everything. And then of course they're surrounded by crewmen who are dressed as regular people, and like 2.5-year-olds don't fucking recognize cameras and people like that.
Right.
So you have all these people shooting there and making sure they're safe, of course,
Right.
And seeing if they succeed or if they remember to get everything. And some of these fucking kids are smart.
Yeah.
As a 2-year, 9-month-old to go to the grocery shop and pick up specifically sweet curry, fucking shrimp tofu, and some other shit, and come home.
But they can't read. How are they?
They can speak. They're fluent.
Oh,
they're just fucking
they're asking
smarter.
people for it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just fucking smarter than either our society's kids or they. I don't know. Because I remember I told you when I was young, like when I was 4 or 5, I was walking blocks and blocks and blocks through the city to do whatever the fuck.
Right.
And go to school and stuff. So like, I guess I kind of maybe lost touch with it, and because I grew up in this society mostly and see kids, and I think
I mean, is that common in Asia? Just to have children
do their own thing. Yeah.
running errands?
Yeah, but not that age.
Yeah, that's
and
what I
also
mean.
that's complex. So like, it's kind of like a test. It's like
Yeah.
watching, and some of these kids, dude, I feel bad for them because like they get like because they have no life experience, right? Like, so one kid was carrying like a basket of fish. And like the handle broke, and he just like sat there and stared at it. He did not know what to do, and he didn't want to touch the fish. Bro, it's some wholesome like
What's the name of it again?
shit. Old enough. I didn't even say the name
Enough.
of it. It's like I'm old enough to do this.
It's on
called Old
Netflix?
Enough. On Netflix. It's I'm telling you, it's wholesome. Like some of them like gave me feels. Like, but how like one kid was like 3, so this little girl like forgot something and fucking bawling her eyes out when she came home, and she insisted on going back to do it. But like it's some good wholesome shit.
Nice.
And to cap it off, we watched Scooby-Doo live action, the first movie for movie night.
That's
We're gonna
awful.
watch this. It is awful. And we watched. I don't know because it's Halloween season. I guess we're watching the second one next week.
I was hoping that you were going to watch Super Pets this week.
I
guess it's
want
only been
to
2
also
days.
Super Pets
Yeah.
or Thor 4. Even though I'm not too excited for it, I feel like I'm going to watch it because
Yeah.
So some serious things to recommend and some lighthearted things to recommend.
And I actually forgot something.
Yes, please.
Dragons. I watched the. Wait,
Okay.
I'm up to date on
I
Dragons.
assume
So-
you guys would do that.
Well,
and rings. Bling rings.
I think we talked
Rings, we
about.
were already caught up.
Rings would be
New
There was
episode
no new
tomorrow.
one.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
So Dragons, it's a time jump.
It is, and
Already?
they don't tell you that, and it's a little
It's
confusing.
a little confusing.
because I was like, "Who the fuck is that bitch?"
And it's like it was a little like frustrating, honestly, for me, because I feel like I'd finally got my footing,
yeah,
you know, and then now it's like I had to relearn everything.
you know, and like
know.
the actress that's playing the blonde girl, like I don't believe that that's the same person. Like they don't.
Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't.
They don't have the same face structure. I mean, I understand,
Right there.
Joe. They should have just gone faceless and done.
They could have. They could have just
They could've.
just
They could've
digitally
aged
aged them or de-aged them.
But like the promo image, like if you go to HBO, the app or whatever, like the queen, the green dress queen, I'll just call her that.
Yeah.
She looks the same.
Redhead.
Yeah. But then the lead, the blonde woman, looks like somebody's mom instead of. I mean, she is somebody's mom. God forbid we know that.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, it's like now we know who the players are. Like, who's now we know who's playing. Like, it's going to come down between this one, and this one, and like, it was interesting to see. Like, it's like, oh, okay, that shit. The first 3 episodes is almost more so of a flashback. You know, that's just to tell you how these characters came up together. Now it's like the story's starting, is how I feel.
1,500 years later.
Well, no,
this is probably, let's say
it's 10.
Is it 10?
I want to say it's 10.
Boy, that king had a rough 10 years.
Yeah. Well, he was sick anyway.
I know, but like his arm's completely gone. Rotted off now.
Because he had lost some fingers.
He had leprosy real bad or something.
Yeah.
They don't, give him the milk of the puppy. Get me out of puppy.
Yeah.
They don't have enough magic in that world. They got dragons with no magic.
Yeah, I don't know if there is.
I mean, there is. There's zombies and dragons with no magic.
The maester.
There is a little bit of like mysticism and stuff because there's like the Raven Eye and all that kind of shit, but it's not like
enough to cure leprosy.
It seems like it's
Lord of the Rings.
It's very dark magic, like the White Walkers and stuff like
zombies.
That.
Yeah, like supernatural more so than magic.
Oh, okay, yeah, like dragons. Yeah. Just
sure.
But anyway,
creatures, but not like conjuring.
We'll say the dragon design. Their dragon designs are weird to me.
I like them.
The long ass neck.
Yeah, I like them.
What that throat do?
I like them. But it is I do feel like I'm still in. Like I'm ready to see where this goes now.
Yeah, definitely.
I do feel like this one has like a more clearly defined hero. And I know nobody's perfect in it and nobody's perhaps monstrous in it, but like I feel like the blonde chick, like the Targaryen, is like definitely the protagonist, and the redhead is becoming the antagonist. But like, I feel like in Lord of the Rings, in Game of Thrones, there was like multiple different people you could root for. You know, some people really wanted Jon Snow. Some people really wanted, Daenerys. I personally wanted Cersei. Like, and then there were obviously villains as well. Like Joffrey was a villain. Like, but like this, it feels more like there's a clearer choice between good and bad, which I don't enjoy as much as the more complex Game of Thrones.
And part of it is it's really just telling, we don't have a story and a B story. It's just mainly it's one story, so you don't have as many characters to choose from to root for. So,
and then the only other things that I watched She-Hulk.
Amazing.
I'm gonna watch that this afternoon. Maybe.
How many more episodes are there?
This evening.
Hopefully one.
I think there's 10 total.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
So let me tell you what this episode was about.
Nice.
Don't ruin it for me, Bobby.
Spoilers.
99, 98.
Close your ears.
She goes to see the Abomination, Tim Roth. Such a waste of a great actor, by the way.
Hey, he's a great actor.
They go to see Tim Roth. Tim Roth is leading a therapy group for supervillains.
Okay.
And she sits in the therapy group and talks about her boyfriend troubles for a half hour.
Huh.
That seems insensitive.
It does. As She-Hulk or as Jennifer?
Well, that's part of the charm. She starts as She-Hulk, but then she becomes comfortable with people finally seeing her as Jennifer
So this is like a
these supervillains, including one that tried to attack her recently.
The supervillain support group. Like, are they like on rehab or something? They're trying to be good, not supervillains, or are they just like? Are they supporting each other being villains?
No, I think they're trying to be better.
Okay.
But it's all campy. It's all tongue in cheek. It's
because it sounds like it could be an interesting concept, but it doesn't sound like they did it right.
It sounds like it could be an interesting concept in some other universe. Like something like The Boys, maybe, or something like that. But maybe even the Watchmen universe. But like, not the Marvel universe. It doesn't seem right. I think that like,
but there's a level of villain, right? Like, because
sure.
But I mean,
you're not talking about Dr. Doom and Magneto sitting down.
No, these are definitely goofier villains, But it's like they're trying to be goofy. It's like the writers are everybody's trying to be goofy, and it's like at a certain point they took Marvel was always charming the cinematic universe, and I think very palatable and digestible because it had these like joke moments, like it had humor. Along with a good story, with good characters and all this. And then there was just like, you have a laugh too. Like, we don't take it all too serious.
Yes.
but I think they've leaned too heavily on that being the key to their success, and now it's just gag after gag.
It's been getting more and more.
Yeah,
over the
and
years.
it's just like it's not charming anymore. It's cringy.
Yeah.
And then I've started watching 2 documentary series.
Whew.
But I keep falling asleep on them.
Oh, I didn't watch it, but like I've been cannot get away from people telling me to watch Dahmer on
Me
Netflix,
too.
which you don't have.
But
which I assume
yeah.
I assumed you would enjoy watching that too.
I don't know. I saw Rick Rose put out a tweet saying, Rick Ross put out a tweet saying, I need to get me a pair of them Dahmer glasses.
I might have a pair.
Priorities.
I've heard it's a hard watch just because it's like very graphic detail and explanation of what he's doing.
I don't know. I would watch it. I would give it a watch if I had it. I've never really been interested in Netflix series. So like I haven't. So I'd be more interested in like a Netflix documentary about it that was too long than a series. But anyway, it is quite the bee's knees these days.
Yes.
But I started watching 2 documentary series, and I've fallen asleep on both for two different reasons. They're both on HBO Max. One, they're both because I'm watching them at night, but I'm falling asleep on them for different reasons.
Okay.
One is because it's in subtitles, mostly. So I'm reading the subtitles, and it's putting me to sleep. It's the Kabul. It's like the last days of Kabul or whatever in Afghanistan.
Okay.
Oh, I was thinking about Cabal with the hook swords and the
Yeah, not Kabul. I misspoke. Kabul, right? Or is it or Kabul?
That's Henry.
However you say it.
I have no idea.
Kabul.
Okay.
And it seems fascinating, but I'm just reading it and I'm going to sleep.
Is there no dub option?
I don't know. I don't even know if I know how to figure that out. There has to be, right? For like
Usually,
blind
a lot
people.
of times,
Yeah.
a lot of times there are.
Yeah, I got to look into that.
I've run into documentaries or shows where they're like, I'll be honest, if I'm working on something, I'll like have documentaries are good because pretty much you don't even really have to watch them for the most part because they're telling you everything that happened. But then sometimes they'll have like there's a Asian part of it and it'll be subtitled. I'm like, well, no, I have to sit here and watch this, and that's not why I'm here.
So the other one that I'm watching,
I shouldn't watch samurai documentaries.
So the other one I fell asleep watching is just because I was exhausted. But it's amazing so far.
I fell asleep on it, but it's amazing. Yeah.
It is. It's on the American hostages at the American embassy in Iran in like the late 70s, early 80s. And it's fascinating. And one of the things that's fascinating is like the watching the evolution, or perhaps arguably in my opinion, and I don't mean to be insensitive, of course, but de-evolution of Iranian culture through from the 70s to current. It's like they were like they showing it doesn't look like. I think we all have an image of how we imagine Iran in our heads, or Iran, or however, but like it was like a thriving place, it seems like, in the 70s, like women in skirts and, people outside partying, driving cars. There's a bit of an obsession with kind of Western, like Hollywood,
sure.
Yeah.
But there seemed to be like money, there seemed to be, education, like just things that usually help a society move forward. And there was a king of sorts. He may be a prime something or whatever, but he
Somebody
was
in charge.
Yes, and he was a bit of a schmoozer and a bit of a suave and a wheeler and dealer, and all that kind of stuff. Well, he ended up hosting a party, and they imported all this shit from Paris, like tents, food, caviar by the buckets, like, just ridiculous excess. And a lot of it seems like, and this is when I started falling asleep, but it seemed like a lot of like the kind of like college groups in Iran at the time were like, this isn't okay. Hundreds of millions of dollars for this level of decadence, and we're doing okay, but we have people that are struggling. This is not okay. And it kind of started, it seems like I said, I fell asleep, but this kind of grassroots sort of like protest movement from sort of the young and educated, right? But that started to kind of cause a fracture in the stability of the society where the kind of extreme religious folks were able to sort of plant their foot firmly in that crack and take control.
Sounds like a pretty damning tale.
And I can't help but notice the parallels.
I mean, it just seems like a
First week of November, folks. First week of November.
Yeah.
Standard procedures in like the history of people.
Yeah.
For that kind of scenario to happen where there's a fracture and then some kind of religious occultish thing steps in and then...
Well, then, you know...
this is not like the first 5 times.
Yeah. There's like that meme, right? Like I do kind of feel like, you know, like was it hard times make hard men that make good times that make soft men that make hard times?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's cyclical.
Speaking of cyclical, Bobby, you tried to explain to us this cyclical philosophy about the world.
The fourth turning or whatever.
Yeah. So I ended up wandering, and as the world works, I ended up I was on TikTok, just flipping through TikTok, and there was like a 3-part thing that explained that in great detail. I'm like, oh, now it makes sense. So it's basically, it's 80 years broken into 4 sections of 20.
Correct.
Yes. So right now we are in the last one of them.
Yeah.
They said the last one started right after World War II, and now we're in the last turning, and then
2028.
Yeah, any day now.
That's when we're supposed to get back on track.
Good.
We'll have a...
as long as we don't destroy ourselves.
Perfect. The difference... I thought about this a lot. The difference is between the last... If you look at these 80-year cycles over the past, 500 years, what's the difference between then and now? We have lights on in our house.
Yeah, I mean, a ton. I mean what's the difference in the last
cars,
20 years?
Right. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. It's kind of... I love the technology that we have at our fingertips, but it's also horrifying.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
It's going to be better. We're going to be just plugged in. It's going to be great. We don't need faces or voices.
God damn it, Joe.
I also think it's going to be...
And we're going to worship Joe. Joe's going to be our prophet. He said all this was going to
Prophet of the faceless, bro.
Yeah, Twitch is telling him things. Prophet of the faceless. I'm writing that down. We might write it. We might write a story, Joe. Seriously.
But it reminded me of when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Mr. Latham, my German teacher, I liked him a lot. I didn't know any German, but my 4th year through, I didn't know. But he was a cool. He was a cool dude. Yeah.
Dankeschön. Auf Wiedersehen.
Du hast.
Du hast.
Oh, dude.
Oktoberfest.
We watched Du hast in class because it was German. It was great.
Actually,
Das Boot.
9.
Das Boot. We watched Das Boot also.
9 is no.
Yes. So I would say Niner.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Auch is 8, I believe. Because counts it down.
We apologize to our German fans,
which we have a few. But Rammstein counts it down in that song SONNE, which I'm not.
I can't count. Oh, I call it Sunny. It's Sunny. But he I remember I was in high school. It was 99. And we was talking about something or other, and he ended up saying, "Yeah, man, there's this thing where every 2,000 years something significant happens in human history. Like the last time was the supposed coming of Christ, and the next thing is going to be don't think it's going to be 2000. It's going to be 2001 because 2000 is 0. 2001 is the next big thing. And then we had September 11th, and I remembered him. I was like, "Fuck, coincidence or what?"
I do wonder how much that altered our trajectory
in all of human history, or American history,
all of human history, because I mean it's had a huge impact on the whole world.
Yeah, because we're part of the geopolitical.
Yeah, but I mean Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria. I mean it's had a huge impact. And then that ties in France, it ties in England. It's Israel, obviously, but I just wonder I wish I could see the alternate universe where it doesn't happen, just to see how different life is. I feel like in our lifetime, those two events, 9/11 and COVID, are probably the two biggest world-changing events.
Yeah.
We
have those periodically, right, in human history. And I think the alternate universe of either, of any big events is that, something is better and something's worse.
Yeah.
I don't I don't know, because I'm the kind of guy who never wishes to change anything in his past, regardless of my regrets or whatever.
Right.
Because you don't know, man. Some things could be a lot fucking worse.
So let me be clear. Mine's not about changing it. I'm just curious
What it's like.
Yeah. What the how far reaching was the impact? Because I have a
deep impact.
I have a feeling. I think even like the level of like anxiety and stuff in the American people, like it probably you can trace it back to people that were alive that day. You know, and just how they, you know, there is a veil of ignorance that was lifted then of like, fuck, I could, you know, something crazy could happen. We could just go now. Yeah. You know, like, whereas I don't think Americans ever thought that way culturally, you know, in that manner.
Yeah, because it's never been, we've always been sort of feeling invincible.
Right.
At home turf anyway.
Yeah.
And I mean, COVID's changed things a lot. People think, oh, we're out of COVID. I'm like, no, we've forever been changed. You just don't realize it. You don't think about it that way. But things are not, it will never be the same as before COVID.
No.
So, from put on your professional hat, are the COVID vaccine boosters readily available for if anybody wants to get one?
No. Pfizer is the new one. You talking about the new one?
I've seen TV advertisements
so
selling.
no one can get Moderna. Everyone wants Moderna and is fucking back ordered. They can't fucking give in. They can't supply enough for the demand. You can get the Pfizer. It doesn't matter if you swap back and forth between boosters. It's just Pfizer's a pain in the dick for us to get and administer because of like special handling and stuff. But you can find the Pfizer one. For me personally, I only got the second booster. I haven't got anything since. And it's just,
I was just curious. I mean,
and some people have gotten every shot. They're on shot 5 or some shit right now.
Yeah, I got the first booster and I'm done. Okay. Unless something changes.
Well, I was required to get the first 2, but yeah.
I got the first
for my job. Yeah. But then they haven't required anything since. Yeah. It's always been optional. And also, it had the COVID already.
Yeah, but I mean, I think I've had it at least twice. But like, but each time it just gets progressively lighter. So it's like, I can handle it.
Yeah, I mean,
if I get to a point where I can't, then I'll look back into. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I tell people that. Like, people ask me professional advice, like even on Twitch and stuff. I'm just like, look, like I'm not taking it seriously. It's just that this is not the same shit from 2 years ago, right? I still don't want to be a carrier. I still don't want to pass it on. I still wear my mask at work and all that good stuff. But also, like, have anxiety,
right?
Like, on that level about it. If you're not already someone who thinks you're in danger of it,
and dude, I mean, I'll tell you, like that. I've said it all the time, and if anybody wants to hit me up 1-on-1, I can break it down exactly how far. But that shit in March 2020 was not the same shit in June.
No.
That shit in June, the shit that I had in July, where I lost my taste and smell and all that shit, like that shit had nothing to do with that March shit. That was a whole different beast.
I don't think also people don't realize how virus. People might know about bacterial infections and stuff. But I don't think people understand how wild viruses can be, like how they fucking change and how people deal with them.
Yeah,
but I mean, I personally knew several people who were affected seriously and or died from COVID. So I'm not taking seriously. It's just like right now, what we have right now is not quite that anymore.
And it's also, it's not every shoe fits every foot. Like if there is a, let's take a slice of pizza, right?
Tell me about it. Is it square?
It's always got to be food.
No.
We're not cutting corners.
It's always got to be pizza.
We got to figure out how to give him Litos and not.
We just give him the middle piece.
Let me tell you something. If you don't think, I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll find out. We'll fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Blind taste test.
Feel free to test that assumption at your earliest convenience.
Slice of pizza. Extra cheese.
Yep.
Sausage, pepperoni, bacon.
Wow.
It's not going to affect my body the same way it's going to affect someone with a heart condition's body.
Or lactose intolerance.
And COVID is the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and like I said, the March shit is different. But once that shit became the ear, nose, and throat shit, like, you know, like then it changed. And like I've known people that have passed from COVID as well. You know, but I mean, I'll be honest, the people that I know that had a huge impact with it were either very old, lots of medical issues, or obese. And the trajectory of that, even seeing people with those problems, is less and less and less and less and less.
Yes.
I mean, there was people. I can't. No, it doesn't matter. I'll tell you another time. Anybody wants to know more information, hit me up and I'll give you mine.
Just getting back to what COVID did to the world. I mean, think about how many people don't have to go to work anymore. Right.
Yeah,
and think about
and are fighting to not go to work.
Yeah,
some people are companies are trying to get the workers to go back to office or whatever, and people are just fighting it because
they're quitting because they can get jobs sitting at home.
Think about what it did to a generation of children that lack social interaction
for 3 years.
Yeah.
I see that every day.
And that shit's gonna have an impact.
Well, it had an impact. It's had an impact on all my kids.
Yeah, it also like depends on which age. Not, I mean, kids is a big range, right? 0 to fucking 14 kids,
to 25.
Yeah, so like the people who miss prom, right? It's a different generation than people who didn't go to kindergarten. You know, it's like they're all affected differently.
I am so glad that I didn't have kids that were starting school then. I know you guys basically did, but
100%.
Like think if.
But I'm glad that I didn't have an only child.
Oh. OnlyFans?
OnlyFans. Because at least they had each other.
That's something that changed during COVID too. Yeah, for sure. They had each other. So
they still could socially interact at some level. Like it's not the same.
Yeah.
You know,
but it's better than
better than just me trying to be like, all right, so imagine I'm 5. And I'm gonna take your ball. Whatever the case may be. Figure that shit out. We do have some notes. So I'll go ahead and get into it. R.I.P. Coolio.
Oh man,
he just passed last night.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah, 59. All right, you said it. There was a cardiac event. They didn't go into great detail, but
59.
He's in Gangsta's Paradise now.
Yeah, and so look, that's the obvious one, right? Yeah. But I got another one.
Mm-hmm. Slide.
He's on a fantastic voyage.
Slippity slide.
That's probably my favorite Coolio song. Is I like Gangsta's Paradise is cool. But I
prefer the Weird Al version.
It always bordered on that like, is this emotionally powerful or is it corny?
It is, and it came from a guy that like was a cornball out the gate. I mean, yeah, he was a G or whatever, but that song is just very like so lighthearted. I mean, like, and then you hear this dark, menacing Michelle Pfeiffer,
right? Yeah.
And then he had beef with Weird Al because he said Weird Al didn't clear it, and Weird Al said he did. And
that is true. You know what? I mean, that Weird Al shit. Weird Al's just not for me in general. I
like Weird Al.
I know. A lot of people do. Yeah.
My favorite part about Coolio was later in life when he had lost his hair. He still got the two. He still had braids on the side of his head coming out like pigtails.
Hilarious. Yeah,
he's a real OG.
Yeah. So rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Thoughts and prayers for his friends, family.
Can you name 2 Coolio albums?
No.
I think the first one may be Fantastic Voyage.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the cover of that one. I had the tape, I think, of that one.
He had like one more song that came off of that.
Yeah, for sure. Let me look it up as well.
That's what I'm doing.
Coolio. I'm sure his streams are through the fucking roof right now. It takes it.
I remember
that haircut.
It Takes a Thief was his first album. His second album was Soul on Ice. No, he's just on that as Roscos.
He was on a song on the Trespass soundtrack. You ever heard the Trespass soundtrack?
It's like a rock. Was that the...
No, that's Devil's Night.
Oh, Devil's Night.
Trespass was... the movie had Ice Cube and Ice-T in it. It was a caper movie set in East St. Louis.
Sounds familiar.
But there was a song by... What was the name of that song? I just remember the line because Coolio was like, I know you and you don't me. I know you and you know me, but I don't know him. So that's the way it's got to be or something like that. I can't remember which song, but that was the first time I'd ever heard Coolio.
Well, it's interesting. I'm looking at like his top 5 songs. So you want to guess what number 1 is?
Gangsta's Paradise.
You want to guess what number 2 is? It's a trick question.
No idea.
Gangsta's Paradise on a different release.
Wow.
You want to guess what number 3 is? Fantastic Voyage. You want to guess what number 4 is? Gangsta's Paradise on a different release.
What the fuck? Hello? People love that shit, man.
Yeah, and then the next 5 songs I don't know, but it Takes a Thief, Fantastic Voyage. I can't remember the other song on there that he had that was like a hit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's nothing's like springing to mind.
He had a I'll see you when you get there. It was like this Fallen Homies kind of vibe. It's one other song of his that I remember.
Yeah, I don't remember any. But I was never a big West Coast guy. This is right up your alley.
Of course you were, yeah.
Anyway,
the music sounded good on the stereo.
it was very laid back. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the vibe, though. That's the vibe.
I know. I told you it sounded great out there. I was like, I get it. Yeah. So anyway, moving on, we have perhaps a little note I call it Selfie Shelfies.
Oh boy,
the Hasbro Selfie series. What do you think about this? Have you heard about this?
No.
So you can basically submit photos of yourself, and you can have a figure made with your face on the figure.
They do that at cons.
yeah,
Yes,
but this is actually you can pick from 16 different Hasbro property figures. So you can do a Princess Leia or a X-wing pilot or a certain GI Joes and stuff. It went up $20 since they last said they were going to do it. And it comes with a figure too. It's not just the head sculpt.
right. You get a whole figure. With
That's interesting. Yeah,
I think it's interesting.
Yeah. They talked about, I think SDCC, they showed, I think Norm from Tested actually did it. They had done it as a preview. I mean,
it's a novelty thing.
it's fine. There's also going to be a guy at Legion's Con that's going to be scanning people's heads.
Yeah, 3D scanning people and then printing
the head to fit on the Mythic Legion.
I'm thinking about making a shelf. And I'll get a Nerd Rage team and a Dummies team and
That'd be cool.
I am not going on the Chewbacca body. I'm just telling you that right now.
We're gonna be the Power Rangers, bro. We're gonna be Power Rangers. Call your color.
whatever book you have, I'm pretty sure you're probably going to share it with Robert.
That's kind of fucked up. Because we're not the same shape, Bobby.
No, but you're both huge.
Same size. You're
Huge
both
people.
big and tall.
I would love you to take the pictures with the mask on and see what they would do with it. If they'd be like, what do you want us to do with this, huh?
I would. That's exactly what I would.
Print it on a blank head.
Yeah. All right.
Just get blank heads and we'll write our names on them.
Let's see here.
Because we don't need faces.
Break the Curse. There was a trailer that came out for The Last of Us. Coming
With a Mandalorian.
Yes, coming to HBO, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
I mean, I think this has a chance.
I didn't watch it yet, but I mean, I'm tentatively excited for it.
You haven't watched the trailer? Is that what you're saying? No.
I didn't want. Yeah, I'm tentatively.
I've not played the game.
This game the story is fantastic. It's fucking fantastic.
I read a book and watched a movie called The Road by Cormac McCarthy.
Viggo Mortensen did a movie on that.
Yep,
this is
movie.
Definitely. The creator said this has very much inspired by that.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
Okay.
And
because
it's really good.
I haven't read a ton of
they have probably remastered on PlayStation 5.
Well, it just re-released as a remastered version, I think.
I thought about picking it up. Like games.
Is it open world?
No.
Fuck that.
But it's a story-driven game. Because open world are great, but they can't. Depends on how focused your story is. They can fucking ruin your story.
Yeah,
because,
I can see that.
Like in Skyrim, it's great. I love it. It's open world, but by the time I even got around to playing Quest 2 on the main quest, I'm level 99. It doesn't. And there's no urgency, right? When it's open world, it's you gotta Fallout 4, for example. You're supposed to go find your kid. Mm-hmm. You end up wandering around helping random people building communities for 4 years before you go look for your fucking kid. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
So certain things, I understand why it's not open world as much as I'm a fan of open world.
Yeah, no, I get it.
That makes sense.
You got having a director.
It's diversity.
Yes.
It's good to have some open world. It's good to have some first-person shooters. It's good to have some fighting games. It's good to have some third-person. It's good, Like
that cat game was, open world, but it was very,
driven.
Yeah, you literally could want... it may even have had a setting on, super easy, just walk and things will happen for you.
Be a cat.
Just be a
cat.
Go
lay around. Sit in a box.
Now, if somebody would make a mod where you could be that cat in the Cyberpunk game, in the open world...
Probably.
That would be dope. You can get a cat as a pet.
Oh,
and an iguana.
I'm in
Cyberpunk.
Play Last of Us.
But yeah, it looks like it. I know I've not played the game. I know the game is held in high regard.
There's a sequel.
I know that people consider it to be like the movie that would write itself. Mm-hmm. It looks well shot.
Yes.
It has some good actors in it. It's done by a company that makes some pretty good product. To me, if they fuck it up, they need to own 100% of the fuck up.
Yes and no. If the fans of the game it's not received well by them, I understand, because it's not like adapting Mario Brothers, right? It's not adapting Street Fighters. It's adapting a story that's already acted and voice acted and directed, and it's a cinematic experience,
Right.
So I can understand why
They would find it redundant.
It's not a direct translation, right? It's like these characters and these voices are what you know of these characters. Like you said, what you know, that is how I recognize these characters, and that's something else.
Right.
So that's why I'm tentatively excited for it.
Okay.
But like, I'd rather people play the fucking game.
Right.
And there's some powerful moments in it.
So Deadpool 3.
Oh.
Go ahead and get into it.
Bro. 2024 though?
Huh?
2024?
Well, they gotta film it.
Yeah.
I
They
know,
haven't filmed
but, like,
anything yet.
We're not even in 23 yet. Bro, I always said that, like, don't fucking tell me things more than 6 months, to 9 months at most in advance. Like a kid, right? A kid, hey, I'm about to have a baby, and 9 months later it comes out, right? Anything longer than that, don't tell me you have a baby. if like I'm gonna get pregnant and have a baby in 2024, don't tell me to 2023.
Right.
Because like by the time it gets there, I'm tired of waiting.
Well, my thing is, this is just hype beast.
Yes, but it's too early.
Yeah,
for me.
This means nothing. I want to make that clear to everyone.
Yes.
All it means
It's a troll.
is that Ryan and Hugh are open to the idea.
Yes.
That's it. That's it.
Well, okay. I mean,
It's too early.
It's way too early.
It's like
but this is what they've always done with those movies. I mean, they did
Ryan did a whole opening sequence for Deadpool and said movie coming, and it was not.
No, it was like a long time.
It was nothing.
Well, he didn't lie. He didn't say when. He just said movie's coming.
But it's fair. It's a fair point. But it was bullshit. You know, it was just that enough people saw it, picked it up.
But fake it till you make it.
Well,
It's
look,
like, that's the fake it till you make it perfectly done.
I mean, listen,
it's the secret.
Act as if.
It's the secret.
It is.
It is a
No,
secret.
this is actively, proactively doing something. Not sitting there wishing that some shit would happen to you.
Yeah, but
Did you see both trailers? They put that other one out where they like play the music really loud over them explaining what the movie is going to be. Did you see this?
No.
thing?
So let me tell you, I didn't watch either because I don't care.
Well, I stumbled upon the Ryan Reynolds, the first one, and I didn't even know what it was, and I caught it I saw it raw, which was cool because we rarely get that anymore and stuff like that. I'm like, oh shit.
I desperately want a new X-Men, and anything that holds on to the old X-Men to me is not what I want.
I know.
I will say this though.
I'm looking at your Wolverine collection here.
Hugh Jackman,
He's Hugh.
older, works better for me as Wolverine.
Yeah. The older he's gotten, like the
Better he looks for it.
me.
Yeah. Like, because when I saw
grizzled and like
I was like, he looks like an old piece of shit.
Yeah. And he can
not like no,
But he can put on that face better. Like when he was like 20 years ago trying to look gruff. I'm just like,
it's like I don't buy it.
You're too pretty. Go sing songs.
Yeah.
Now he's like,
go lead a circus.
I believe you. And just so we're clear, Bob, because I know it's be a big concern of yours. This does not mess with any of the occurrences in your favorite Fox movie, Logan. It's going to retain that because it would take place before Logan occurred. Just so you know, I know what kind of
how important it is
on a pedestal. You say don't put the pussy on a pedestal,
right?
Bobby's got Logan on a pedestal.
Yeah, it's on a certain type of pedestal.
It's on like 6 risers stacked on top of each other. It's kind of a wobbly tower
made of cards. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I just hope if it is this, I hope it's a one and done. And this is not indicative of them trying to fucking build X-Men around Hugh Jackman.
I don't think they will, personally.
Especially
with the way Deadpool's been done.
In the MCU, and then he's like, you got to make all that work for me now. Like, for me as a fan, you got to make all that work for me. How he gets, if he interacts with fucking Steve Rogers or whoever the fuck, is like, if he interacts with any of them, you have to make it work.
What would work is Hugh Jackman. Hear me out. Not only, I'm going to take that multiverse out of it, right? Because that's an easy fucking answer,
right?
Because I do want a Colossus. All right, I do want what we have seen so far in the Deadpool universe. We haven't seen.
You want that Colossus?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
You like that Colossus?
Why not?
He was good.
Do you not like that Colossus?
Oh no, I like him. He's fun.
Yeah. And you don't need someone with a face for that either. It's CG.
God damn it, Joe.
Prophet of the Faceless.
He was good though, the Colossus.
Yeah.
We're going to make some sort of like campaign for this. Prophet of the Faceless.
Yes. It's going to be Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine in that universe. How are you with that?
How meta.
I mean,
Because it would make sense to this trailer, this teaser thing, and it would
Yeah.
make sense to him not being the real Wolverine and having a real Wolverine.
if it's good fun, I'll
Because it
accept
sounds
as
like
such.
it's a good fun thing and trolly thing that Deadpool would
I just don't want it to step on a whole bunch of shit and then
Yeah.
make the whole thing harder for me to get into.
Well, we'll be close to episode 500 when this comes out, give or take. So something to talk about for the next 2 years. Thanks, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Phil, we're going. Phil hit me up next week. Like, hey, we gonna buy tickets to that?
Hey, Phil.
Yep,
Why don't you go ahead and get those tickets for us, Phil?
Yeah,
Go ahead and camp out.
we're going.
We're going to go.
All right, and then this other note that was in here was Rolling Stone Top 100.
I put that note in.
Yeah,
Wow.
So it's Rolling Stone's top 100 TV shows of all time. And they did this in 2016 and they updated it to this.
Point two.
Yeah.
so it has. I guess we don't need to go through all of them.
Let's not. Let's go
through
through
the top 20?
Top 20, yeah.
So I will say that Oz is one of my favorite TV shows of all time, and they have it as number 99. And
Well, number 100 is something I thoroughly enjoy. What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, yeah.
it has The Good Fight as 98.
Yeah, there's
I've not seen that.
there's some strange things in the top 20. And there's one thing I'd never heard of when you get to the top 20.
All right, here we are. Number 20, 30 Rock. Ironic.
I love that show. That it's 30. Have you guys ever seen 30 Rock?
No.
I know of it. I know people love it.
Do you know the premise of 30 Rock?
Isn't it like people playing themselves? Kind of like
It's a show within a show.
It's them. It's basically it's a show called The Girly Show, which is basically SNL.
Yeah.
and it's them.
It's like a parody
working
show of
behind the
themselves.
scenes. Yeah, like Tracy Morgan's on there and plays Tracy Jordan. How clever! Oh man. Anyways,
19 is I May Destroy You.
never heard of it.
Never heard of it. 18, Saturday Night Live.
that's considered a TV show. That's right.
Yeah,
It's not.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm okay with it being in the top 20. I may.
And Living Color's got to be on there.
The Leftovers is number 17. I've always wanted to watch it.
What is that?
It was an HBO show,
Ugh.
and it takes place like a rapture happens,
Mm-hmm.
and it follows the characters who got left behind.
We watched
interesting.
in 8th grade in Christian school. We watched a movie called Left Behind.
Oh, it had Kirk Cameron in it.
I don't
There's
remember.
4 of those movies.
Are there?
There's a whole franchise.
We watched probably
of
at
those.
least 2 of them.
Yeah.
Number 16 is Twin Peaks.
Oh yeah.
The original Twin Peaks, or do they include
90s Twin.
They include both.
Oh,
okay.
Well, ABC's 1990 through 91, and Showtime's finishing of it in 2017.
So I kind of have a problem
So
with
it's the
that,
same-
including.
Same, yeah.
It's the same.
Yeah, I guess.
Universe though, right?
Yes, I'm guessing.
It's one complete story.
Number 15 is the Larry Sanders Show.
This is a theme to Larry Show. The opening theme to the Larry Show. This is the music that you hear while you watch the credits. It's Gary Shandling. I remember it was on HBO, I believe, Bobby.
It was. It was.
The premise of that was he is a late night talk show host, and it's kind of behind the scenes of that.
Number 14 is The Americans.
Oh
Yeah, I'm familiar
I'm
with
familiar
it,
with
but
the
I've
show.
never
I think
seen it.
Adam was watching it when he was on here. Number 13 is Veep.
Heard great things and never watched it.
So
Where is that? Is it HBO or
yeah,
Showtime?
it was HBO. So I got
Is that over? Is Veep over?
yes.
Okay.
So I have
I
a.
did think of like a Pamela Anderson show. I don't know why.
Oh, you're thinking of VIP with Pamela Anderson.
Yes, that is a show, right? I'm not crazy.
So that was a syndicated show about. It was kind of a Charlie's Angels vibe with her and a couple other people, and it would come on like Saturdays at 4 p.m. or some random ass time slot.
Okay, like it's just
It's a post Baywatch.
I feel like it's the same around like was it the Viper? Dodge Viper had a.
Yep,
It was like Knight
the
Rider.
Viper
It's like
and-
it's all that. Okay, it
Yeah.
feels like a fever
It was
dream,
a-
but I
it was
remember
a-
watching those things.
It was around. It was around the same time I think that Xena and Hercules was.
but those are
popping
actually
off.
good.
Yeah. Not
Okay,
that
so
one.
that was a crazy. How did I remember VIP with Pamela Anderson when I can't rember like fucking
I doubt that's on the list.
important
Just so we-
information?
So you want to hear a funny story
No.
about Veep? All right, Joe, Chris, turn your back.
Yeah. 99, 98.
I'm gonna go.
So we had a mopping contract for a building off Snowden River Parkway, and it was imperative that we do this at night for whatever reason. They wanted us to do it at I think around 1 a.m.
Gotta clean up at night.
So we showed up at 1 o'clock in the morning and made our way into the building to start the floor cleaning process. and I was like, this is a warehouse right on the outside. I was expecting, aisles and aisles of
Oh, it was a soundstage, wasn't it?
of crates and this
Barrels.
and that, all that kind of crate and barrels.
Crackers in the barrel?
Like shelves that went as far as the eye can see.
Oh, yeah,
up, that's what I expected.
Pallets.
Yeah, pallets, all that.
Forklifts.
Yep, the like. And
a dock.
but instead it wasn't. It looked super nice, and it looked like somebody's house.
It was a soundstage.
And I kept walking through and turning on lights, and I was like, "This is a fucking White House." And like, you got to understand how bizarre it was under the circumstances.
Out of context, I'm sure you were very confused.
And you weren't told.
Did I find the secret bunker?
Down hallways, and then you would make a hallway. You would make a right at the end of the hallway, and then it would open up to just nothing. Because only for the one shot to like shoot down that hallway and shit. And then like eventually we put it together that it was the soundstage, and like we were like, "Fuck it, for what?" And then like we had to like, somebody was like, "I bet you there's a show right now on HBO, Vice Presidents like this."
And on like right in Stone, that's weird. Not in
not in Hollywood.
California or some fucking.
Because off Broken Land Parkway, Species 2 was shot.
Yo, there's some wild ass names.
Yeah,
I know Species 2.
So if you watch Species 2, there's when they're driving down the road, high speed chase, I think there's a sign on a billboard that says Virginia is for lovers. They put that billboard on Broken Land Parkway, and like everybody in the area was like, "What the? Why the fuck are these motherfuckers?" Maryland. What the fuck are you bringing them up for? Like, gives a fuck about Virginia? And like they had to make an announcement, like in the newspapers and shit. Like, look, it's for the movie Species 2. It's being filmed on such and such. So yeah, that was a little fun.
Wow, interesting. Columbia.
Yeah. How you like that?
So Veep.
Yeah,
that's number 13. Number 12, The Twilight Zone.
Which one?
It looks like 1959 to 64.
the OG.
The OG.
Imagine.
I mean, those are good. I like the 90s one too. I think that's the more like recently also.
I remember watching that as a kid and being a little freaked out, like as a little kid.
Yeah,
Like I remember specifically one time going on a trip.
but mine was the later one. It wasn't the old one.
Oh, so I remember that. Like I specifically remember we had gone on a trip, and me and my aunt were traveling together, and we had stopped for the night, and that was on, and I just remember it freaking me out a little
I
bit.
used to watch this shit. Like was like Tales from the Crypt, like Outer Limits and Twilight Zone. I loved all those shows.
Yeah, the Twilight Zone always seemed to have like almost a moral to whatever was happening.
Yeah, a little
at the
lesson
end of it. Yeah. It's like, and
Outer
knowing's
Limits-
half the battle.
Yeah.
Outer Limits was like more sci-fi, which I like.
Number 11, Succession, another HBO show. It says Logan Roy, played by Brian Cox, patriarch of this blacker than black comedy about the ongoing battle for control of a Fox News style media empire amongst his 4 entitled children. I'm checking this out.
Which one? That sounds interesting as fuck.
Was that Succession?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've it's been on my now. It's an HBO show. I don't know how you haven't seen it. I think it's in like the 3rd or 4th season.
Yeah, I'm in.
I've had it on my radar for a while to watch. I just haven't gotten to it.
Number 10, The Mary Tyler Moore Show. I don't know it, but I know it, obviously.
Yeah. No of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Number 9, Atlanta.
Yes. Oh, I watched an episode of Atlanta this week.
How was it?
Forgettable.
It's
obviously.
I can't believe I forgot to write it down because I'm going to get into it right now.
Okay.
All right. So it opens with Ern, who's your main character. He's going to therapy.
Okay.
And you're sitting in with the therapist, and it looks like he's making some progress. And he tells this story about how he was at the airport, and it was him and his baby mama essentially and their kid, and they were trying to travel, and he only had his passport, not his ID, and this woman was giving him a hard time, the TSA agent, blah blah blah. They ended up finding a African-American lady who helped them right through, and then they didn't end up going on the trip because this lady basically was like, no, you can't go. Well, there's this other side story. This way this show is, there's this kind of frail looking middle-aged white woman who gets a call. Hey, I've found your manuscript online. I'm really interested in your children's book. Would you come meet me? Sure. So she goes and meets, and she's been writing this story, this children's book about some horse or some shit. And the guy's like, look, I really like it. I want to sign you. I need you to do this reading at this library with these kids. You need to, in the next 3 days, you need to get this illustrated. You need to do this. Go get your hair done, this, that, and the other. Frantically running around, gets all this stuff done, gets to the library, and basically the kids harass her and leave, and she's just sitting there crying, trying to read this book. Well, you flash back to Ern in therapy. He's like, you know what? Therapy dude, I'm going to take a break from therapy. I've learned a lot here, but I want to try to figure some things out on my own. Mm-hmm. And he mentions in there that spite is a powerful tool. In the show, he hired his friends show up and like, what is this? Oh, it's the rap party. Rap party for what? Oh, I totally ruined this woman's life. I hired everybody. It was all fake. I hired the agents. I hired somebody to play the agent. I hired somebody to play every role involved here, down to the hairdresser, and just out of spite.
Wow.
That's some powerful shit.
Yeah.
That's some powerful shit. It reminded me of this clip. It's The Rock. You know The Rock. You're familiar, right, Bobby? I think he's got a big movie coming out soon.
Yeah. Pretty much as much talent as an actual rock.
Maybe.
Aptly named.
He can do his eyebrow thing. He can. There's a Saturday Night Live bit where he's playing a wrestler and they're doing the promos. It's him and Bobby Moynihan.
Probably still was a reach for him somehow.
It probably was. But they're like, I need to I'll play it for you guys later because it's like 5 minutes long, but it is fucking gold. It's basically kind of the same thing. But that show, if you haven't watched Atlanta, go in with no, it's on Hulu. Go in with no expectations. Mm-hmm. The first 2 seasons are literally about him managing a rapper, but then it just kind of goes off the rails after that. But it's in a good way. It tells these little stories off to itself. So
sounds like Nerd Radio.
It kind of is.
Number 8, Cheers.
Okay,
I'm
not mad at that.
Everybody can't be mad at that one.
Number 7, Mad Men.
Oh, has anybody else seen Mad Men?
No, I have not.
Such a good fucking show.
I think I tried to watch it. I couldn't get into it. Number 6 is Seinfeld.
I've seen some.
Oh, I love Seinfeld.
I don't think I've seen one episode all the way through.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, I'm not big on studio audiences and shit. Like it tends to irritate me, but I mean I'm familiar with it.
I watched it when it was out,
and I've seen a lot of the clips, like the soup guy and the this and the that. And I love I love fucking Larry David. Number 5 is Fleabag.
That's the one I'd never heard of. It's a BBC show. And apparently they talk to the audience. It's a fourth wall breaker.
Number 4 is The Wire.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, hell yeah. Number 3 is Breaking Bad.
I'm down with that.
I'm not mad. Number 2 is The Simpsons.
Yep.
Wow.
And number 1, The Sopranos.
Yep.
Wow.
I'm down with that.
Yep.
So here's something funny. Can't believe these 2 shows, Friends and Seinfeld, were airing at the same time and haven't had a crossover. What a waste. And you don't know the characters in Seinfeld well enough, but this person...
No, I know them. I know the Seinfeld character. I don't know the Friends characters.
Okay. The Seinfeld characters would have beat the Friends characters with hammers. I can tell you that much. Because they're just so fucking stupid. I can't stand Friends. I don't think it's funny.
I don't think it's very funny
forced. Seinfeld, is a little bit more clever to me. So,
I will say this: I understand why Sopranos makes that list at number 1 because, like, the characters are just special. The portrayal of those characters is special. It's shot beautifully. The impact that it had, the kind of the kind of impregnation of pop culture that it had, where like people still quote that shit. People still so I get it. But I'll say The Wire is a better show story-wise than Sopranos.
even season 2?
Even season 2, which is the weakest season.
Yeah.
But it's like there's a lot of weak Soprano seasons.
There's a funny meme thing going around. It's Christopher and Tony standing there, and it'd be like, Tony, it's called DoorDash. You pay $50 for McDonald's so you don't have to talk to anybody or leave your house. And there's a lot of stuff like that where they're just like Christopher's explaining these things to Polly and
yeah. And I think Oz should be further up the list just at a quick glance, but
I've scrolled through the whole list and there's some things on there I'm like,
I want to go through the rest of it.
Probably be a little higher in my opinion, but it's out there if you want to look it up. It's just look up Rolling Stone. Make sure you look up the 2022 because they did actually
I'm going to go 40 to 20.
Okay,
I'm down. You have the time. I'm down.
Just run them off. The Good Place. I don't know it.
I was talking about The Good Place.
Yeah, I know about The Good Place.
39 Curb Your Enthusiasm. I do.
I don't dislike the show. I just have not watched much of it, but I feel like that should have been higher.
Yeah, probably. 38 is Hill Street Blues.
Wow.
37 is Arrested Development.
Yes.
Yep.
36, I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
35 is Lost.
Yeah.
Yep.
34, The Office US.
It's only 34. Huh?
Yeah.
It's off.
Where's the
no, it's
UK?
gonna
Come on.
chat my ass.
There's no way they'll do it.
It's gotta be the
Office
80s.
UK.
33, Monty Python's Flying Circus.
Huh.
Never been a Monty Python fan.
Me neither.
I just don't think it's that funny.
Me neither. It's too slapsticky for me. 32, Better Call Saul.
Which is Breaking Bad Part 2.
Spinoff, yeah. 31 is Game of Thrones.
I'm surprised that's not higher on the list.
Dude, I watched that scene again. It was like circulated of when she kills the who was that army called? The Unsullied.
The Unsullied, yeah.
That's what happens when you have
When she
Chipotle
kills
sometimes.
she kills the leader of the Unsullied. Like,
Yep.
dude, it's so fucking hard. Like, it's like, so she trades a dragon because the Targaryens are like they're the dragon people. Like, they can talk to dragons. They like, they have a bond with them. She trades a dragon to this guy who has an army, and the army is called the Unsullied, and they're like they like kind of come into his ownership, and they treat him terribly, like slaves, pretty much. And for, Thronies, I'm moving with caution. I don't remember it all super well. I'm just trying my best to paint a cool scene for my friend. Okay, Thronies. But like, I get the intention she was never going to leave with that. She was never going to leave that dragon with this dude. That was never on the table. But he starts speaking in his native tongue to like the people around, and he says something, calls her a bitch, the Daenerys, and then she like turns around and like turns back around to the Unsullied and is like test them, right? She's like one step forward, like forward, they stop, and they stop, and like turn left, they all turn, like they're like, they just follow orders. And she's like, kill your masters. And they all just start killing everyone that was ever like a slave, like driver to them. Mm-hmm. And then she turns to the dragon and says like Dracarys or whatever. It's like this. It's like the burn whatever's in front of you command.
Yeah.
And the dragon just looks down at this dude and just fucking boils him to a crisp. And then like she walks away with the army and the dragon. Like, it's a very, very cool scene. But anyway, I just happened to come across like it was like a rewind. Like, remember this? How cool this was? And I was like, fuck, this shit was hard. All right, 30 Parks and Recs.
Okay.
I still have not seen that and would like to.
It's good. It's very Office-ish.
Yeah.
It's the same people that made it.
29 Roots.
Okay.
I saw it. I don't
The
know.
original
I
one?
think I saw. Was it a movie also?
It was a mini series.
So I watched the miniseries with my grandma.
I kind of have I don't know, mini series on this list is strange to me.
Yeah. Like my grandma and I watched it, and it's just strange. Sometimes I think about that and I compare it to like stereotypes and shit. Like, my grandma was born in 1919, like relatively conservative woman, but like wanted to watch that with me when I was young. My dad was
impactful.
My dad was born in 1940. I was heavy into rap music. Never called it anything outside of music. Like, not trash, not garbage, not turn that shit off. It was turn the music down. Turn the music down. I can hear it in my room. Turn the music down. But I think about that sometimes. But
that's good.
Yeah,
you got a good family.
28 Friday Night Lights.
Wait, one second.
Yeah.
Just imagine.
Yeah.
Roots, like figures or collectibles or like statues, like exactly because we do have, it's just a thought exercise, because we're talking about no slave girls action figures, right, and because we have figures of all kinds of stuff. We have soprano figures, we have right. I'm just thinking about the idea of that. Like, how would that go over?
Yeah.
Is that disrespectful? Respect? I don't know.
Dude,
that's a question I'm putting out there.
Yeah, and I think it all comes down to like, you can tell when something is doing something for a buck versus when something is doing something out of passion,
Is there ever a right circumstances for there to be Roots?
I think so.
Collectible, for lack of a better word.
I personally think so.
Okay.
But I know that I don't necessarily.
Because I assume some people would be like, no, that's not okay.
Right, not okay. But I'm like, man, like, whatever. Like, if there's any way that doesn't hurt anyone or anything that helps a person show their love for something, I think that's good.
Okay.
I don't know.
So you looked at me like,
because I'm like, there's very limited stuff we can say about Roots without Evan here, or not even Dante. I need Evan here for the conversation. 27 is Deadwood.
Oh,
I heard of it.
I watched it.
cocksuckers.
26 Sesame Street.
Wow.
Yeah.
25 MASH.
Oh, that's when I know to turn TV off. Like when the helicopter comes on, like, oh, it's time for bed. Because whatever comes on before that was good.
Yeah.
I was never interested in that.
That show, like, I remember my parents watching it, and I just didn't get it. Like, I would probably enjoy watching it now, just from a comedy's sake. But I didn't understand the humor because it was so rooted in the fact that they were in a war.
Yeah.
And I guess to me, I'm like, this is like G.I. Joe, except it's not G.I. Joe. There's no one fighting.
24 is Freaks and Geeks.
I'm familiar with that show. I've never seen it. That was kind of the launching pad for Apatow and
I don't know it.
It was who all was on there? Seth Rogen. Shit.
Or Seth Green? Oh no,
No, it was Seth Rogen and oh crap, the guy who plays Harry Osborn in the first Spider-Man movies. What's his name?
I'm not looking forward to the Mario.
Me either.
Because of the voices. Because none of these people do voices, like, except for themselves.
It's
there's gonna be no Italian. I don't know what Chris Pratt's gonna do with
Tom
Mario.
Hanks probably get it.
No, it's Chris Pratt's gonna be Mario.
Oh, Tom Hanks probably play Luigi then.
They've already cast it. He's not.
And Jack Black is Bowser. And I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about it.
23 is The Watchmen. I'm going to tell you, as a huge Watchmen fan and a fan of HBO and someone who has seen this, it does not deserve to be this high up on the list.
Wow.
You didn't even like it that much.
I thought that was going to go the other direction.
Yeah, I did not. I did not think it was great. I thought it was okay. 22 is Star Trek. I'm good with that.
Which one? There's so many.
I think the original 66 to 69. 21 is All in the Family.
Oh.
And then 20 is 30 Rock. I hit
right like now, like the humans love lists, bro.
We love lists.
Are we going to burn it? Let's just burn it.
You want to burn it?
Let's just burn it real quick.
All right, so we're starting. We should have done this in a different order. We apologize.
It's like 22 1, 40 20, and then
so 100. What We Do in the Shadows.
Great.
99 is Oz, like we said. 98, The Good Fight. 97, The Odd Couple.
Huh?
Do you like OG Odd Couple, right?
96, Rick and Morty. I'm guessing. Yeah.
Wow. That's. I felt like I like them more than 96, but that's okay.
95 is Squid Game.
Really?
94 is News Radio.
Okay.
93, The Rockford Files, which I'm familiar with. I'm familiar with the theme music more so.
I'm not.
Did he have a cool car?
I don't know.
I don't know.
92 is The Muppet Show. That's cool. 91, Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. 90, The Wonder Years.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
89, The Carol Burnett Show.
Don't know that.
I know it by name.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it, really.
88, The Crown. 87, Kids in the Hall.
Oh, okay.
86, Bob Newhart Show. Dude, my grandma loves some Bob Newhart. She thought he was funny as fuck.
Yep.
85, Orange is the New Black. I know that's a very popular show. 84 is Fargo. 83, I'm Alan Partridge. 82, Party Down. 81 is Always Sunny in Philadelphia. 80, Band of Brothers. That is amazing. Dude, have I ever told you about my Band of Brothers horror story? Oh, God, dude. Oh, I'm feeling fucking uncomfortable right All right. So, fuck me, dude. This is one of the worst.
Great reaction.
This is one of the worst things I've ever done in my life.
Okay.
My dad was a parachuter in the Army after he had already done a 4-year term in the Navy. He was like, you know what? Let's try another one. He was a parachuter in the Army. He went down to where a lot of these guys trained in Band of Brothers because it was all about like the storming of D-Day, right? Like he went down to where a lot of these guys trained, and his, I want to say, drill instructor took a liking to my father, which makes perfect sense because my father was probably the perfect student for him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To where the drill instructor gave my father this first edition printing of this book called Currahee, which I think is about D-Day, but it's definitely about that place where they trained, which was where my father was stationed, and like, you know, these fucking war heroes that were stationed before him, right? Not signed it like he was the author, but made it out to him
Like a gift. Yeah.
Like, like
Note.
one of my star pupils of my entire military career. Like, it's been an honor to train you. I know you'll do great things, blah, 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 blah. I had to do a historic book report in middle school. My dad forced me to do it on this book. I didn't want to do it, and I fucking lost it.
Lost a book?
Lost the book.
With the signature.
With the signature, the whole bit. Lost it. Fucking lost it.
Did you know about the signature and everything?
Oh, yeah. 100% new.
Like left it on the bus, lost it, or no idea?
I tried to retrace my steps, Chris, but I still couldn't find it.
One of these days, you're going to wake up and it's like, fuck.
Fucking
that book.
Lost it. To this day, it like haunts me.
What, I mean, what's his reaction?
Oh, dude, I've never seen him more like broken.
Oh,
like
fuck.
Awful. So Band of Brothers is a great show. However, it is traumatic for me to watch.
For a very strange reason that no one else will relate to.
And they show them training at Currahee.
Ooh.
Wow. It's very difficult for me to watch. It's one of my biggest regrets in my life. 79, Mr. Show with Bob and David. I have no idea.
Bob Odenkirk.
78, Sex and the City. 77, The Jeffersons. 76, Justified. I haven't seen it, but I know it's well regarded.
There's actually a new season being filmed right now.
75, Frasier. 74, The Honeymooners. 73, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Wow.
72, Good Times. 71, oh, this is weird. Better Things. So Good Times to Better Things. You know what I mean? 70, SCTV. 69, The Chappelle Show.
Yeah.
69. Good number. Nice.
He would appreciate that number. 68, Faulty Towers. 67, NYPD Blue. I did watch a fair share of that. 66, The Daily Show with Jon Stewart specifically. Yeah. I think that's important because that new guy's trash.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of his.
Let's see. Oh, fuck it. Lost my time. 60. Hold on. This app is a little. It's not an app, but this site is
it's hard. Yeah, I looked through.
It's a little hard because of
navigate.
They do it on purpose.
All right, 65 Girls. So I watched the first season of that. It seemed like Sex and the City for millennials.
Yeah, it kind of was the vibe.
64 Golden Girls.
There you go.
Yes.
I think they just had girls in mind at that point. 63 South Park.
Okay.
62 the Dick Van Dyke Show. 61 The Underground Railroad.
Never heard of it.
60 was Taxi, which I do remember. 59 Key and Peele. That does not deserve to be higher than the Chappelle Show.
That's not.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable.
That is just the placement itself.
That's unacceptable.
It's not what number it is. It's the placement ahead of the Chappelle Show. Is
correct. 58 6 Feet Under. That is amazing. 57 Russian Doll. Billings. Have you seen 6 Feet Under? It's one of them. 56 Community.
Yes.
55 Halt and Catch Fire. Never heard of
that one.
Stop, Drop, and Roll.
54 ER.
Oh yeah, I remember that show.
53 The Office UK.
And where was the other one in the
30s? I think. 52 is Barry. 51 The X-Files.
Oh yeah.
Load
Good
more.
stuff.
50 is Jeopardy. I like that.
Yes.
49 is Friends. 48 The Shield. That show is super overrated.
I watched.
So? Yeah,
I love that show.
I watched that first.
I'm haunted by some of that show. Actually,
it was his acting in it. He was too
Chickless is too much.
Too badass.
Yeah. Was it because he played the commish before that?
Maybe, I don't know. 47 is My So-Called Life. I'm sure my wife would be happy about that. She'd definitely fit that like demo perfectly. 46 The West Wing. 45 Columbo,
bro.
44 Late Night with David Letterman. 43 Insecure. 42 Battlestar Galactica. 41 BoJack Horseman.
Wow.
40 The Good Place.
Yep.
39 Curb Your Enthusiasm. So that's it.
Wow. All right.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. Isn't it, Joe? All right, so moving on to questions. Gears That Grind. Hey, everyone. It's been a while since my last email. Thought I would just ask just a quick question before another 1 year break. He He says, 1, I have pre-ordered a few Gunpla from
Nice.
Big Bad Toy Store, but every single one of them has been pushed back to the next month for the past 4 to 5 months. During those months, I have been getting notifications from other retailers that they are receiving the same models that I had on pre-order and have already dropped a few of my pre-orders to get some kits from those retailers. Should I stick it out with BBTS, or should I just drop all my pre-orders and wait for more of those notifications from other sellers? Also, Joe, they're the IBO HG kits.
Oh, great.
I would.
Great choice.
I mean, I'm not in the. I know enough about Gundam to tell you that BBTS is probably not the place to buy.
Yeah,
them from.
that's what I'm saying. First
USA Gundam. If you want to import, and you don't mind waiting, there's several sites online that you can order and slow boat them.
Yep.
Or like USA Gundam.
You can find discount codes. Find a YouTuber
Yeah.
that does Gunpla and then look in their bio.
Yeah, BBTS is a company that orders in large amounts, and they're in the middle of the country.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it's always going to take a while.
And if they've ordered that from, it's Bandai that makes those models, right? So they probably have a container full of Bandai shit.
Yep.
So it's going to
Power
be
Rangers and all that
Power
shit in
Rangers,
there.
Dragon Ball. It's going to be all that stuff mixed in with that.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's a Gundam specialty place, USA Gundam, I'm not getting paid for this, but I have ordered from them several times, and
Yeah.
they're quick and they have discount codes, and they normally have everything.
On including all the tools and stuff. But also, like, it's weird because, like, I've never found Gunpla to be something that needs to be pre-ordered. I
Yeah.
only pre-order things that I think that's going to run out, a limited edition, or because I don't know, I just don't need it that quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I would say either if you need the shit right away, if you're like that's which I understand because I'm that sort of a fan about some things, but if you need the shit right away, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Put your money where you want it.
Yep.
Number 2, I know Bobby and Joe have mentioned that you guys have played 40K sometimes. Played is the wrong word there, but what got you into it and what got you out of it? So what got you into it, Joe?
Hobbyworks, Columbia Mall, circa 1995.
Okay.
I was, you know Hobbyworks. I mean, not Hobbyworks.
Yes. Create a hobby?
Create a hobby.
Yes,
That's what it
yes,
is.
yes,
The store, and then I walked in, and his nerd store. I love nerd shit, and I saw these little fucking Space Marine figures. I'm like, dude, what are these? I don't know anything about miniature games at that point in my life, and I was fascinated. And then in King's Contrivances, that the shopping center.
I'm familiar.
look at me.
I'm trying to think about how this relates to 40K.
Yes. Within very short span.
Best pizza in Columbia, by the way, is in King's Contrivance.
Really?
Hands down. Trattoria's.
Maybe I should go
Hands down.
One of these days when we go to take a memory lane trip, we
Yeah.
should go there. But within, I don't know. Time is weird when you're a kid. Within like a week or a month, we went there for grocery shopping because I lived there. And
Value food?
Yes.
Yeah, I worked there. No big
Is
deal.
that the place?
Yeah, that was the place.
We've crossed paths many times in
I
life,
know,
Bobby.
I know.
It's weird. We didn't
It
get
is.
together till we were in our 30s. And on the magazine rack, there was a white dwarf.
Oh,
And I
okay.
started reading into it, and it's got the lore and stuff. But they don't carry white dwarfs everywhere. I don't know how that white dwarf magazine ends up there at that time.
Yeah, that's weird.
destiny.
And that was and that white dwarf cover, they've recently just now made that cover into a limited edition model.
Nice.
It's I don't know. It's very wild to me how this has worked out in my life.
Yeah, so there was 2 kids that I knew that were artists, and like I was cool with them, but they weren't necessarily in my social group. Dan and Jason. And I ended up messing with Jason's sister. This is a separate story. But like at any rate, they were making as like a type 3 project in school. They were making a role-playing game based on Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Where and the models that they used were Space Marines as Terminators.
Wow,
And Imperial Guard as the human resistance.
that makes sense.
It does. And when I saw it, I was kind of captivated by it, aesthetically. And then they were like, well, this isn't this game. This is a different game. And they said, this game's actually at Laurel Mall. And I was like, oh, well, I'm always in Laurel. So next time we went to Laurel, we stopped by Laurel Mall. I'll never forget it. Guns N' Roses remake of the Beatles' Live and Let Die was blasting out of the fucking store. This is back when they played metal. Now they all play classical music and shit, but it used to be metal, like metal and hard rock, like all the time. And I walked in there and just felt badass. Like it was guys in there that were like looked like they belonged on Headbangers Ball more so
Right.
than in a game like that place.
Probably a little of both, to be honest.
Yeah, there was, miniatures and shit all set up, and I just got hooked on the aesthetic and then got into it. What got me out of it was two things. One, I was balls deep in painting this army, and I was on this one last box set, and I lost a piece to the box set. And it was like a core piece that I needed, like the chest that I needed to make this one last. And then I was like, well, do I buy a whole nother box just to get this one piece that I need? And it kind of turned me off to it. And then on top of that, I had just finished an orc army, went to play it. Hated it. Hated every fucking thing about it. And as soon as I realized, I hate this game, and I'm pissed off now that I got to rebuy this thing, I was like, I just took a break from it, and I just never really came back to it.
That magazine was my first magazine,
the Chaos
and they just made that into a figure.
That's awesome.
But you always said that you never liked that game.
Yeah.
That's cool. Really cool.
Well, it's funny because when I went the first time, they gave me like a watered down version of it, like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I loved it. But then when I actually went and played it properly, I was like, I hate this. Like, I really
there
hate
is
this.
because there's too many rules.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. And people like looking in books to figure out how to play. Like, dude, I'm not having fun.
Right.
If we're looking up shit and numbers and stats and we got to get a chart out and follow and fucking plot it on a graph, like, I'm out. Like, that's not what I'm signed up for.
Yeah.
3, lastly, what is a documentary series that you'd like to see? What kind of small real life story do you want to know more about, but nothing has been made of it yet? Hope you all are doing well. Take care. So I'll tell you, there was something that kind of came to mind for me. There's this, where I shot kind of my bits for Spite music video is at this place called Hell House, or they call it Hell House in Ellicott City. And it used to be like an all girls school, I think. And then there was a groundsman who they sort of left the school to when they left it, as long as he took care of it. The grounds and shit, but there was rumors that he was starting a satanic cult up there.
Of course.
And then when you go up there, there's that whole altar that's been.
Did I go with you?
No,
on this one?
but it's in there. But where shit's written on it, it's all wild and shit. And I don't know what the story is. There was rumors he had Rottweilers that he was sick. So I went when I was a kid with a couple guys, and they were like, let's just see if we can get in. And we walked up the steps, the same Hell House steps that I went up and took pictures on. Everything. And we heard the Rottweilers, and we ran.
Wow.
But I would like if I don't know if they would ever do it, obviously, but there was a whole, and he killed people. I should add that in.
You didn't add that in.
Yeah, so he killed people for fucking with his property.
Wow.
And got off on it.
Not
self-defense
he
or
didn't
whatever.
get
No,
off on it.
got off on it, but he beat the charges.
Yes, because they were
you
trespassing.
You don't know what that guy jacks off to.
True, that's true. So there's a lot. Because I remember when I started getting wind of it, I asked my dad about it. He's like, do not go up, do not fuck with him. Do not fuck with him.
Wow.
So that's one of those local legends I'd love to know more about. Anybody got anything?
No. Not really.
The origin of the Piggly Wiggly.
It's funny. I watched a video about Publix grocery store, and Publix spawned from a disgruntled Piggly Wiggly employee.
No shit.
Actually,
Wow.
Yeah. So that I mean, honestly, I think that would be an interesting. There's probably a lot of businesses that we rely on that have come up over the years that the story has never been told.
Yeah.
You look at the story of the founder. If you've seen that movie. It's the
McDonald's.
Yeah, there's probably a Dave Thomas Wendy's story.
Right.
Dude, Square burgers are so good.
Are they square still?
Yeah.
Why would it not be anymore?
I don't know. I saw somebody with one. They didn't.
I can't imagine them changing.
They didn't look perfectly square to me anymore.
On brand.
This is from we'll call him Maub. He says, "Hey, NRR folks, a couple months ago, I was working on a piece of equipment at a McDonald's when a spoon on its own flew into the air and hit me in the head. The employees laughed it off and told me that's just our ghost. I know it had just been gently bonked in the head with the spoon, but that shit freaked me the fuck out. Up to that point, I've never had or believed in that kind of stuff. Have you ever had anything unexplainable or ghostly ever happen to you?"
Oh yeah, we thought about it before.
Yeah, that's
ghost stories.
For things that come to mind is I've lost things and looked frantically all over the place, and then the next day it's almost in plain sight. I'm like, there's no way that something else is at play here.
Yeah.
It was the phantom shitter in the hospital for me. It was a few years ago, when I was fucking shitting what I assumed I was shitting next to someone 2 stalls down from me. And then I finished and I went to wash my hands and I saw that the fucking stall was empty.
Wow. Your stomach makes some crazy noises, Joe.
Yeah, it was ventriloquist asshole, I'll tell you what.
I don't know if you can make that the title today, but I think that would fit.
We went to a warehouse. It's in Pigstown. A buddy of mine was working security there, and if you can see it from 95.
Yes,
it's like,
you pointed out.
It's all residential, and then there's this one warehouse that just sits in the middle of it. So like, there's rumors that like a young girl had died in the elevator there, and all sorts of stuff, like a freight elevator. And my buddy was like, "Look, man, I don't fuck with this place. You should come by and just hang out with me for." So I had a couple people with me. Laura was with me. Tug, my brother, was with me. Dot, I want to say my buddy Dot was with me, but we went there. We took a bunch of pictures and shit, but like there was like the 3rd floor, the 8th floor, and the 7th floor were like the floors that felt weird. But like, I remember when we got to like the 8th floor, we're walking around. My brother is kind of like an asshole in general, but he was like, "Woo, woo," and my buddy Troy was like, "Just be quiet for 1 second." And he was quiet. Fucking all the lights turned on. And it was like shit like that was happening. Like we went down to the 7th floor, like doors just opening and closing, like wild shit. I took a picture up against this wall. I have the picture. I mean, I can't pull it out of my pocket, but I'll find it and I'll send you a picture of it. There's handprints on the wall, like this, behind, like on both sides of my head.
Good times.
Yeah, the freight elevator stopped at one floor that we did not press the button for. The doors opened, closed, went back. Like
that was the middle of the night.
Middle of the night. Yep. Wild, freaky shit. That was the most kind of like weirdo, kind of like what's going on here with the spirits. I had a buddy of mine. He wasn't a buddy. He was like a not even a mentor, like one of my dad's friends that like was like an uncle for and I was at his house once and like well, it's somebody else's house, but we were in a car. He was in the passenger seat. The person whose house it was in the driver's seat, and I, as a young person, was in the back with another kid that was like my cousin, quote unquote. And he had one of those like car cell phones that like had like the big thing, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So he picked it up off the like the charger thing that it sat on or whatever, and the fucking garage door opened. Like it's just, and then like he just put it back down in the cradle and it closed, and then he picked it back up again and it opened, and he just looked at the guy who was the driver whose house it was and said, "You got some ghoulish shit going on."
Some ghoulish shit. That's funny because of whatever that signal was, it threw out,
right.
Opened the garage.
Right. All right, Matt H. writes in, "Hey guys, I miss my friends and can still taste the crab in my beard. You fellas are bringing the ruckus lately. It's been a minute since I've written in, and I have a few questions for everyone. What are some telltale signs of being a sociopath? The few I have come up with are not returning the shopping cart to the proper place.
Oh yeah,
not replacing the toilet paper when you when the last of it." When you use the last of it and being mean
empty roll
and being mean to animals. What do you fellas think? I'll tell you, not picking up your animal shit.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's just a sign of me of like, you just don't give a fuck. Like
parking your whatever vehicle across multiple parking spaces.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, that's the real bloody pandemic, Joe, is there's a general lack of courtesy. Nobody considers anyone else in what they do. They just do whatever the fuck they want.
Whatever's best for them.
Yeah.
It's convenient for them. It doesn't even have to be a big deal.
I think that proves that I'm not a sociopath because I routinely think about, will this action inconvenience others?
Yeah. I consistently,
I often do that.
Like stack plates on my table when I'm done eating at a restaurant.
Yeah, me too.
And I've often wanted to ask
at the end.
Yeah. I've often wanted, is this helpful in general?
Right.
Or is this someone having to wash the bottom of these dishes? I mean, they stack them up themselves, but
like people parking in fucking handicap spots.
Yep.
I'll tell you something I've started doing. Like our Pittsburgh Little Walmart has 4 parking spaces for pharmacy pickup and 6 for grocery pickup, like online order pickup. There's never anybody in any of those spots, so I just park in one of the online pickup spots because it's ridiculous. Like there's never anybody picking anything up,
and you're technically picking up.
Well, I had a guy come out. Hey, what's your order? I was like, oh, my wife's finishing up the order. It'll be done by the time I get out. Like, what are you gonna do? Tell me, buddy. Just tell me.
For Joe, what are you doing with your 40K stuff? You could burn it all,
No.
You could sell it.
No.
Or you could store it forever.
Yes.
Or donate it to a local orphanage.
Fuck the orphans.
Wow.
No, I mean,
choke on
they're
those pieces.
sitting there. Whatever my 40K faces at the time, they sit where they lay with it. I leave them. Like, there's a bunch on my workbench since I started blundering that just stayed on my workbench. I don't pack them or nothing.
For Chris, what is the worst wrestling gimmick? Mantor? Mantar?
Mantor, yeah.
Like a
The
Senate-
Shockmaster or the Young Bucks? Maybe someone else.
So Matt hates the Young Bucks with a passion. Mentor was this poor guy who came out with a bull helmet on, and I think it blew smoke. It was awful. It was
That sounds cool as fuck. What do you mean that's metal?
well. It was right around that time where everybody in WWE had a job. You know, they were a plumber or
IRS
a,
guy
or a clown.
Oh, that.
4x4
anything.
holding man.
Shockmaster. Shockmaster was a guy who was supposed to make this big debut, and I don't remember the gimmick. It was a fat guy wearing. It was basically a stormtrooper helmet that had been bedazzled.
Okay.
And he trips coming out of the entrance and just like face plants.
Was there one that you thought was the
Shockmaster.
worst?
Like I thought he was gonna be an electrician, a different kind of shock.
No, wrong.
like shock and awe.
I always thought Isaac Yankum DDS was pretty bad.
It sounds pretty bad.
He turned into Kane, who's actually the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee,
And the brother of
and the Undertaker's brother. Yeah,
And Abel, obviously.
I'm trying to think of any others that come to mind that I just thought were absolutely awful. There was a guy named after the Ultimate Warrior was kind of done. That WCW had a guy called the Renegade who looked just like him.
The Sting?
No, not Sting.
And then he says, body. Do you guys think with all the nerd media that's being pumped out, do you think we have become oversaturated with it all, thusly reducing the quality? Do you think the bottom is going to fall out at some point? Maybe when the whores that run these studios stop lining their pockets with sad, lonely nerd dollars. How can we turn the ship around? Sorry for the girth and the massive... and the message, because everyone knows it's the girth that hurts more than the length. All the best, Matt. P.S. Esteban must be protected at all costs. So I personally don't think it's the quantity of stuff. I think it's that the creators that were passionate about this shit that stepped into it like 10, 12 years ago have now moved on. And now we have people that it's not necessarily their bag, like just stepping in to do a job, and they're just kind of having their way with it.
I mean, it's the same thing with a lot of
And
video
I don't
game
think,
companies.
Yeah.
Listen, Disney owns most of the things we complain about. Disney owns, right? So until they decide that it's not worth their investment anymore, we'll just keep on getting these. Let's be honest, half-hearted attempts at making these shows in these worlds that they own.
So next one is from Seabass. Seabass. He said, "What's up, Ragers?
Kick ass, Seabass.
Seabass here once again. First off, touche, Pinkerton, touche. You can call it whatever the fuck you want. Second, being that you've lived this nerd life your whole lives, have you ever realized that some of the character traits of some of your favorite heroes have accidentally influenced you? Example, I'm a locksmith and Batman is my favorite DC hero. It wasn't until I was working a commercial gig and the site foreman said, man, your belt has everything you'd ever need, kind of like Batman. For reference, my belt is a custom-made pouches, holders, and made tools, as well as the standard construction stuff. I always liked Batman because he always seemed to have the right custom tool on him at all times. I also like Wolverine, but that's more because I find that short, hairy Canadians need more representation in media nowadays.
That's fair.
To the Nerd Rage fans who aren't on Patreon, get on it. It's good shit. Anyways, from America's hat, stay frosty. Seabass.
You can't help but stay frosty up there.
I'm obsessed with magnets. I blame one man for that.
Magneto.
Yep.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, I think Solo has had a huge impact on influence on my life. Like, I tend to not take things super serious. Like, even things at my job that I should take way serious, I tend to downplay and not take serious when everybody gets all worked up and serious about it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I have that in me from that character. Like, you know, of like, you know, it's, you know, the one that's constantly looking around saying this is dumb. You know, like
Yeah, no doubt.
What about you, Joe?
I don't think so. I don't think I've latched onto anything like that because like a lot of the characters I like
Kieran
aren't.
Logan.
well, I can't live up to those ideals. I would like to, but it's different, right? There's something to look up to or like work towards, and something that's already rubbed out on you. I don't think it's the same thing.
I wish I had a bat belt now.
You can, I bet you can make one out of foam.
Oh,
that good green shit.
Our last one for the day is from Vex Supreme, who says, "Good day, Nerd Ragers. Another great show. A little bit short, but that's all right. It's only like 2 hours, I guess." Question for the week. Did you ever hear a song when you were under the influence and thought it sounded one way, so you started singing it the way you thought you heard it, but when you finally heard it, you were like, that sounds much better? Mine was I heard Mod Sun Burn For You when I was a bit drunk. I thought the chorus was saying, I stood by the fire. In my head, I said, that's a great camping song. Singing out loud for 3 weeks was like, damn, I gotta chill with that bottle when I'm listening to tunes. My peace and harmony remain in your household. May peace and harmony remain in your household. He said, I'm also a premium member for Patreon, 3 times Gun Blast. Absolutely. So I can't say that necessarily. There are lyrics that I've always heard a certain way and then came to read it. That's not what it says at all. But like, I will say that it's not really answering this because I don't really have a good one for this, but like we've talked sometimes about songs that make you cry. Mm-hmm. I thought of another one that always makes me cry that I never fucking mention, and that's 10,000 Days by Tool. It's about his mother, and like this is a bit of a divergence. I don't know if you guys have an answer for this straight away.
For that question, no.
Okay,
but different lyrics. Thinking about different lyrics, yes.
Yeah, that I can't say hearing something for I've listened to music in an altered state after I've heard it several times and caught things. I'll say, oftentimes, you've heard a song a million times, but if you listen to it, like if I listen to it on my headphones, I'm picking up nuances and backgrounds and stuff that I haven't. If I'm a little tipsy, it might come off a little different than even that.
Yeah, and sometimes like I'll fuck up, like I know the words, but I can't quite get it right when I'm drunk singing along to it. You know what I mean? I know it, motherfucker. So like Wings for Marie or 10,000 Days, Wings for Marie Part 2 is about his mother. To me, there's like this trilogy of sorts. It's more than that, but bear with me, of songs about his mother. His mother had like some sort of medical condition. I think she had a stroke and it wasn't right after the stroke, but she was a devout Christian and gave her everything to this church and maybe didn't necessarily get as much as she gave from the other members of the congregation or the staff there, what have you. So Maynard has a song with Perfect Circle called Judith, which is a very angry song at religion about her and dealing with it. So, the lyrics are like, fuck your God, your Christ, he did this, left you this way, still you pray, never stray, never tasted the fruit, and never thought to question why. Like, about her kind of current medical state, right? Mm-hmm. Well, then she passes, and he does this kind of, it's technically a trilogy, but he does these like two songs technically about her, but you can combine them all with this other song and make a third. Long story. Called Wings for Marie Part 1, Wings for Marie Part 2. And in this, he's more so saying like that he hopes it's all like, this is the same guy, fuck your God, it's all bullshit, blah, blah, blah. And this is all about him kind of saying like, I hope it's true. I hope it's all true. Like you deserve it. Like I want this for you. Like, and it's just like heart wrenching. There's a lot of stuff he says in like this little light of mine, a gift you passed on to me, and I'm going to let it shine to guide you safely on your way. Like little shit like that. And the very end of it, is like it's like a hallelujah. It's time for him to bring you home. And it fucks with me because it's like he's now philosophically devoted to the idea that maybe it is true. Yeah. Maybe that's worthwhile to consider. Wow. That it, and it fucks with me. But yeah, definitely a side note from what you were talking about, Vex, but unfortunately I don't have anything off the top of my head for that question. The other one, Part 3 is it's on a Pussifer album. So it's across all 3 bands, and it's kind of about like moving on with your life after the pain of the loss is gone. And it's, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like Dust Devil Swept You Away. Like it's about like the remains of you, like being picked up and taken away by life moving on. And
wow.
It's really quite well done, but highly recommend all three. With that being said, Chris has got to get out of here, so we are going to wrap up. Shout out to the rest of the cool table as far as I'm concerned. If you're part of this as a listener, or you make your own podcast, you're part of the cool table as far as I'm concerned.
And if you have questions you'd like to send to us, you can do that.
You can email us at nerdrageradiomail@gmail.com.
And shout out to the rest of the Nerve Rage team. We have Raul on Instagram. We have Phil on Twitter, and our notes. I don't have a thought of the week handy. We'll catch up next week. And Dante on Facebook, and anybody else who is working behind. Oh, Ricky Tiki Timber on the videos, and anybody else who's working behind the scenes. And with that,
Flappy labias.
Tasty taint.
tight dick player.